Hello. Hi, here we are. I'm your host, Chuck Whelon. Here we are, having a special late night edition of our show, Planet Earth Live. And the reason for that is that I'm running a Kickstarter. There's a lot going on in the way of Kickstarters right now, but the Kickstarter is very simple. It's like Urfspace. Just Urfspace.com will get you there. Actually, wait, let me edit this here right now.
Where can we put this in a clickable place in a chat or something?
Yeah, I can put it up on a thing here. Let me just do this, all right? Because I don't need any Kickstarter. I've sort of fixed up, so it's just Urfspace. This is
super extreme close up on Chuck.
You're getting super extreme close up. I'm real. I'm not
Tell
digitally
us about your
manufactured.
skincare regimen. I think you're doing a pretty good
I
job.
don't have my glasses. I can't see it. It's so far away. I have to put my glasses on. Look, I need
Do you ever
glasses.
put
folks.
preparation H around
I
here?
need
I get these
shoes. I
raccoon
need glasses. I need preparation H.
Do you know about this, Amber?
Should I know about this?
Well, I mean, you know about preparation. Do you know this beauty secret that I've heard about? And I don't know if this was.
Oh yeah. You put Prep H under your eyes in order to reduce swelling.
Yeah,
And
like
then-
so to get rid of like the little blue
and then
bags that you get.
Under here, you put it here too, and that tightens up this area for girls, so they don't have the double chin thing going on.
I didn't know about that one, but
Yeah,
I'd heard
they
about
use-
this one. Oh, you cut out.
Yeah, about it going under the eyes. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd heard about that. And whenever I hear that stuff, I'm like, is that really true? It could be. I don't know.
Well, it does reduce swelling, so it makes perfect sense. I'm going to reduce my definition, so I'm not high definition. I'm just going to be standard definition, and maybe that helps.
Yes. All right.
Yeah.
Hey, hello, folks. Look, thanks for watching. Anybody who's watching out there, I really appreciate you tuning in. I'm in the middle of my Kickstarter. It's a very crucial Kickstarter. Well, as much as any Kickstarter is crucial. I mean, I'm not trying to make $1 million here, but I was on the promoting the Goodman Games Kickstarter this morning, and they funded, their initial goal was $10,000 for the X-Core Classics, and I did some art for X-Core Classics.
Oh yeah, let's see that art.
Oh.
Show us your art.
I have it. It's over here. Hang on.
Find
Let me go
it
grab
somewhere.
that. Hang on.
Chuck's
I'm
gonna
gonna
show us
put-
the art.
I'm putting Urfspace all over this
Oh
page.
yeah, good. I like this clickable one for the ultra lazy internet age.
Yes.
Just a single click. Although, like for me, I can't really click it. I can show it.
Did you know that the hyperlink is the internet's oldest invention?
I mean, it makes sense. I remember when I was getting introduced to the internet, and that was one of my early introductions. This is a hyperlink.
All right.
This is the web. Web part. This
Well,
is
I
the
showed these off
long
a bit this
thing
morning,
that-
but Goodman Games is doing a Kickstarter for X-Core Classics. Let me see. Let me see if I can put it on the board here. Let me bring up another camera.
I understand Chuck's got some artwork on this Goodman Games Kickstarter. Is it a game or is it a book? It's a book.
All right. How do I do
No,
this?
it's for a game. He's been designing like dungeons and stuff for a game.
Dungeons and
All
stuff.
right.
Yeah. Look, we're getting Chuck's
Well,
camera.
first of all,
This is very exciting.
Yes, I'm gonna turn off chat until people are talking to us.
how about
And
that?
there we go. We'll do that.
Alright,
And what I'll do too is I'll put us over on the side.
Oh, that one's pretty big, isn't it?
So we
Yeah.
can focus on the art.
All right. Well, that's pretty good. All right. So here's what we're talking about. Oh, my camera's mirrored again. It always does that, doesn't it?
It's okay. I'm
No,
gonna
it looks-
do
it
this so
looks
that
good.
way we see the whole thing.
Mirror camera off. But to you said to you it doesn't look mirrored.
No, it looks very
No,
readable.
it's straight on our.
Maybe my
Yeah.
brain is going mirrored. I don't know what's going on. Hopefully, this doesn't look too mirrored to you. But anyway, here it is: Earthspace Beyond Into the Radlands. That's the book I'm kickstarting right now. And I'm going to talk more about that in a minute. But let's talk about this Goodman Games Kickstarter. Because look, here's some art I did for that. I better take it out of the bag because it's a bit reflective. All right. So,
We're so professional.
so I'm quite pleased with this one. This was okay. So
I like
Goodman
the,
Games
dragon
have
attacking
a
the
line
plane.
Dungeon Core Classics. I've done work for them for years and years.
Me too.
You know, it started off as just a series of sort of modules, like first edition modules, like done under the open gaming license. You know, and I suppose around the early 2000s, I'd done some art. I was like looking to do that sort of work, and I looked around who's doing that, and he just sort of started, Joseph Goodman, doing that, and and I did some of those early Dungeon Crawl Classics modules that he did, and then at some point he got together with Doug Kovacs and others, and they created the Dungeon Crawl Classics role-playing game, which is their own set of rules. And then
it gets better
this
and
is
better
now
the
the X
longer you look at
Crawl
it.
Classics RPG. X Crawl Classics being created by Brendan LaSalle, and it's sort of as if it's the modern world, but there's magic and spells and all that stuff that you get in like classic D&D RPG fantasy, such as in Dungeon Crawl Classics, so there's sort of orcs and goblins and things, and the Dungeon Master, he's like the DJ, so he's the DJ, so here he is with all of his bling. So Brendan explained all this to me, and he was very influenced by this episode of Star Trek where they go to a sort of alternate Earth where there's Romans are still in charge and they're having gladiator fights. So that was my little homage to that, and that I sort of modeled, like they had a thing that it controlled the sort of volume of the cheers or boos. But here the dungeon master the dungeon jockey rather can control. Well, I've got lightning and death, and you could write in whatever else you want there, I suppose. And he's still got his pencil and paper. He's sort of designing the game, and he's got his dice, and
I like
got a hat, like a smiley face with one eye, so like a beholder or something that you might have.
I like the comic
in some
or the camera image, but I don't think Chuck can hear me.
Here's the billionaire. He's very happy smoking his cigar.
Yeah, I don't think he can hear us.
There's all the
I don't think he
commentators,
can
they're
hear
very
us
happy.
at all. We can
Executives,
say
they're
anything.
toasting, ratings are going up.
He's like,
And they're
"Where
in
do
this
these
sort of
guys
control
gonna
booth.
speak?"
Originally I had a sort of either/or commission, either draw this sort of guy creating his dungeon, or do what the players have got to deal with, that they're in this plane which is a DC 10 and it's on a pivot, and I looked at sort of circus structures.
There's dudes like falling out
there's
of
a
the
piston
plane.
here.
The guy with the cigar,
and it goes up and
nice
down,
touch.
and it tilts, and this fire drake ripping it open. And what you can see on the cockpit cam here, it's like a scene
That's
from
what I was
Airplane.
talking
He's
about,
on the-
but Chuck couldn't hear me.
He's on the control.
No.
He's the only one who looks panicked. Everyone else looks pretty happy. We've got the autopilot next to him, and there's
Welcome to the audience.
Yeah.
she's looking in the cockpit, and there's
This
like
is-
sort of drakes,
this is like
fire
being
drakes, little baby fire drakes
part of
hiding
a
in the
special
luggage compartment.
Discord
Well, I
or
sort of cheated a
something.
bit, put her in the cockpit, but so there we go, and
He
then
has
little
been
players
working
are
hard on
falling
this
out all over
Kickstarter.
the
Like he
place.
totally deserves it.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
Any questions?
It's a good.
You see the
Can you
package.
hear our
executives down the
questions?
bottom here.
Can you hear our questions?
I put quite a lot of bleed on it. Oh, I don't have my headphones on. You're wondering why I couldn't hear you. You're wondering why I
Yeah.
didn't stop.
Don't worry.
Now
don't
I'm
worry,
ready to
Chuck.
hear. Now I'm
We
ready
were-
to hear what you had to say.
We restrained ourselves for a while.
All right,
you
thank
know?
you.
We tried.
We
tried to
thought it was
restrain
pretty fun
ourselves
that,
for a
that
while.
everybody could hear us except you.
Yeah.
but we were like at least I was trying to comment on stuff, and you were just going on.
Yeah.
And,
Now I
yeah.
explained it. You can comment on it. Yeah.
Okay,
So I
well-
had my spiel there. So yes. Now I'll take your comments, please.
Yeah.
Questions-
Amber,
questions and
said,
comments.
Amber and I
I-
both like the attacking dragon, the way the dragon is attacking the jet. I didn't know
Yeah.
that's how it went down, but now that I do, it's,
Well, and it's also on an arm, and I like the like carnival lights you have on the arm.
Yeah, I looked
Like-
at carnival things to
Yeah.
get that sort of accurate to like what carnival things look like, and then it's on a big. There's sort of one piston like in here, and the control. All he can really do is sort of tilt and lower it as it sort
Is
of spins
this-
around and around very fast, and
Oh,
it
so
goes
it's,
down. And there's a big piston here,
Is it
and then
is it traditional or is it digital or mixed?
oh no, this is my watercolor art original. This is not a
I was gonna guess it's analog.
yeah.
Not that I have a great eye for this, but I see some stuff that looks like it's got enough chaos in it to be not digital easily.
Yeah.
Such as
I'm
the black.
trying to create chaos in my art. It's hard. It's hard when you're working digitally. But I like the screens over to the left, and there's like one focused on a dead guy, and or maybe somebody flying.
Yeah, they're sort of falling out. Yeah, the person falling out of the planes. They're sort of falling out.
Yeah,
the
the
exits.
money's going up. There, the dude only sees dollar signs, and it almost looks like he has fangs.
Yeah, he's Rupert Murdoch or something.
I thought it was
Well,
what's his name?
He's
Madoff.
probably Australian, right? He's probably not.
He's probably Australian.
And yet, well, I like. Okay, one little detail here is like around the door in the cockpit, you can see like the flame. Like I say, there's like red flame going around.
Yeah.
I like how that
I just love that idea that you can. Do that.
That squid looks pretty chill. That squid
Yeah,
captain.
and go down to the bottom.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then there's the executives. They're toasting, and they've got their holding up the phone with the ratings at #1.
Yeah, and they're not even paying attention to the actual game.
No, they don't care. Yeah, they don't care about the actual game really. Like other than the ratings are up. That's good.
Yeah. No, that's pretty cool. Yeah, we were
yes.
we were having fun being relegated to the peanut gallery. Yeah, we were like, oh,
Yeah.
that looks cool. Oh,
Sorry about that. I thought, they've been quite good at letting me
I
go
mean,
on
we
for
both
once.
noticed that you didn't have your headsets on, so we pretty quickly figured out what was going on.
All right, so that's one of 3 pieces. Ooh, excuse me, Alexa. That's one of 3 pieces I've done for them at this point as well.
gotta get it back in the plastic. You have to protect it.
I think you're just taking it out of the plastic. It went down 20%. It's like driving a car off the lot.
You know, they
You didn't
have
use
these.
tweezers either.
They
Well,
have
I'm
these,
still
like,
in the factory.
heritage auction comics, and they're like in sealed plastic, so you can't ever read it.
So how do you
I'm
even
still
know
transmitting my
what you're buying?
DNA into the paperwork here, so that if you purchase this art, your future heirs will be able to like recreate their own version of me as their sort of clone slave.
That sounds
And
like
he'll have to
Is
tell
that
like
Budweiser?
Black
commissions to your order, or you'll let him wither and die.
Just imagine a Black Mirror episode where somebody buys this, and 50 years from now, after you're gone, they open it up, grab a DNA sample, clone you, and make you do the rest of the series in their basement.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be.
Well,
yeah, I'll be.
it-
Oh, yeah,
okay.
it's a good. That's the upgrade to misery, isn't it?
Wait. Let's discuss this for a second. Am I comfortable? Am I being well fed? Do I have like playtime and stuff? I
No,
could
No,
be a
you're a
pet.
clone
Color.
slave. It's not you.
No, dude.
It's your clone slave.
I
It's
could
like,
be a pet.
it's like that movie with that Stephen King wrote, where the guy crashes in the wintertime and the biggest fan takes him into the house and breaks his ankles. What's
Yeah,
that called?
misery.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's like Misery, but with Chuck. And
Well,
cloning.
in Misery, she burns the manuscript and makes him rewrite it.
Because he's a dirty bird when he writes it, I think, and she doesn't like that, right?
He kills the main character.
Yeah, and she like flips out, right?
And she flips out, yeah, because he doesn't want to be writing those books anymore. He wants to be writing other stuff. But we're off topic. We have a
Thank you. No, that's all right. That's a fair digression, and
just saying.
a very fascinating subject. But anyway, that would be your option, of your future descendants' option if they bought it, because it's quite heavily impregnated with my DNA. Just speaking right now
Yeah.
over it.
So
I like the crowds. I like the way you've been handling it with like this subtle little line work. Did you just use a brush with that for the line work?
Yes, it's watercolor. I don't know. It gets a little blown out on the thing. I don't know if I turn. Actually, well, maybe it's. I don't know. There's some point where it doesn't diminishing returns with the camera, but then when I scan it in, it tends to look a lot darker. But yeah, so I use watercolor washes, but it's sort of in the background, sort of trying to get the bright sunlight out in Florida. They're sort of fairly brightly lit.
and
I also like the boat plane. That's nice. The fan.
Oh
boat
yeah, the
plane.
fan boat. Yes, so that wasn't. I think I thought that like yes. So I knew there was alligator people, and I didn't know if they were going to have a fan boat. Like there is a fan boat in the adventure, so I guess they've commandeered it. But yeah, so like the dungeon jockey sort of sets up an arena that the players go in. And part of the game is they have to sort of get all these sponsorships, and these are all the sort of sponsorship logos. And some of them they've got some of the proper logos. I made up a few of my own here. Florida's Unnatural, Budweiser, Gatorside.
Oh, Gatorside. I thought that was Gatorade. Okay,
It says
Gatorside.
Gatorside.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah, like go to the Budweiser logo because it's a little low right now.
Oh yeah, the Budweiser. Ooh,
Yeah. See, Florida's unnatural.
Florida's Unnatural. I was quite pleased with that.
I also like the fact that the Wizard also has sponsorship.
the players sort of, have to sort of get the sponsors. So he's got different ones on his hat. Some of them are like official ones. I don't know so much about those, but I think amazing. Or I was doing it on a Goodman Games live stream. I was actually sort of like inking this and colouring it. Was I colouring it live? Yeah, I was sort of working away on it on a live stream. So there they are. She's got like Kevlar armor. Also sponsorships. I sort of looked at like would you get a few like sort of mixture of like sort of sports armor and Kevlar and like a ninja or something.
And there's a dude down there like kind of hiding with a straw.
No.
Oh yeah, he's hiding in the water with a straw, and there's another one coming in. There's like a little blue bird on top of the alligator.
The bird is the commentary.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, the bird's either the commentator or the coach. I'm not sure. Sure, you have to decide.
Yeah.
Or it's the Twitter representative.
Oh, that's funny. It's the Twitter.
I like the idea of him being the coach. Like he's got the best strategy.
Yeah. He's guiding them right in. And I call them the Soggy Bottom Boys, which is like an in joke. I just sort of goes up. You can just faintly see it there, but it's an in joke from like my own D&D group. They were fighting. They were in the U series of modules fighting the Sahuagin in Saltmarsh, and they started calling them the Soggy Bottom Boys. My fearsome foe that I was trying to throw against them got rebranded as the Soggy Bottom Boys, which is fairly typical. So these guys are also named the Soggy Bottom Boys, which is named after one of my favourite movies, which Tina, I wanted to rewatch it, but I don't think Tina's going to let me. I haven't broached the subject.
Amazing soundtrack.
Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou?
No, yes, yeah. That's a good film with an amazing soundtrack. Yes, much like my books, they're good books with an amazing soundtrack. And pretty good. Some people might think they're great. That's for you to decide. But also, there's an older movie from the 70s called Soggy Bottom USA. That I remember seeing about age 14 or 15 and thinking, this looks like a load of crap. But then I remember watching it and like actually quite enjoying it and thinking it was quite good. And now I'm really curious to know. I've never seen it again.
What is it about?
It's about a whole lot of people that live in a place called Soggy Bottom, USA, which is sort of in the swamps, and they wear like dungarees and stuff like that. I don't really know. I don't really remember a lot. They were sort of backwoods people, and at first, I don't know, but by the end of the movie, I was quite.
This wasn't Deliverance, right? Because that's a totally different movie.
No, it's not Deliverance. It's not Deliverance.
Good.
Look it up. It's called Soggy Bottom USA. I'd be interested. Anything. I haven't really looked it up, so I don't even know if it's visible. It's probably banned these days. It's probably totally. I don't know. I have really no idea what it was actually like because I'm too young to really remember it. But it sort of gave me a good impression of the USA, I think.
Yeah, you would have seen it in England, yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was your inspiration to come here.
Yeah, that was one of the things that gave me a good impression.
Was to draw Gator people for Goodman Games.
And to draw Goodman, yes. Well, that's the other thing is like role playing games, all that stuff. I always love that stuff. And oh my god, like Errol Otis has done a cover. I don't know, if you know anything about like the art in like first edition D&D, like Errol Otis. Well, there's several amazing artists, but Errol Otis for a lot of people, like he's the man because of. He's very simple and effective, and he's done cover for this, I think, and that's like it's like I'm playing with the Beatles there, and meanwhile I'm trying to do my own little side project, the Kickstarter project, which no one's very interested in at this point, but I'm trying to get people interested.
That's not true.
I think it's really good. No, some people are there, and I've got I think I've got some really good support from the musicians and the people, and some amazing backers. It keeps telling me on Kickstarter you can't really say. You're not supposed to reveal backer information, but there's really cool people who are
not supposed to dox your backers,
and I hope that they will sort of share it around to people.
Let's start doxing backers now. Just for fun.
Yeah, well, I don't know. No, there's good reasons, but
I don't think they'd like that.
Okay, Amber's right.
Yeah, but
But
you have a third drawing. Yeah. You have a third drawing that you said you were going to go.
Oh yes. Okay, so the third piece is the one that's actually on the front page of the Goodman Games Kickstarter. It's like the first thing you see on the link. So I'm like, okay. And it was somewhat my idea, other than I was sort of told to do like 3 goblins on a jet ski, but I felt like that was going to be a bit fussy because it was going to be quite small. It needed to be something a little clearer. So the thing is, I drew it in parts. So in a way, you have to go and look at the Goodman Games Kickstarter to really see it all together.
Can we bring that up on the screen afterwards?
Yeah. So anyway, this is one part of it, which is like a dragon on the jet ski, and there are some other parts. Yeah, let me see if I can sort of screen share
like
that.
I like that dragon because it almost like it's got like some human features to it. Like it's got a human nose instead of a dragon nose, kind of.
Yeah, I had to.
It's a dragon nose.
It's sort of a dragon nose. It's a dragon
Oh.
nose, but I'm sort of cheating a bit, and because I wanted to wear the goggles, and the goggles had to look good.
All right, we have to pull the community. Dragon nose or human nose. You have to go either way.
To all our 2 viewers.
I don't want to polarize our 2 viewers, but I'm gonna have to. We have to get to the bottom of this.
It's really hard to get viewers. I mean, maybe the thing to be doing is short videos on YouTube. I don't know, or just be more professional, or just not be doing it.
I don't know. I'm gonna try and organize the playlists. I think that'll help.
What am I? Okay, I'm trying to find this here.
That's some behind the scene for
The
it.
playlist?
Yeah. There's no playlist for this podcast on the YouTube channel. And so I had talked to Chuck, and I was like, "Hey, why is there no playlist?" And he's like,
"Why is there no playlist?"
You do it.
So
And so we're working on that.
It's just in with all Chuck's other media.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just been uploading it, just just letting it do it, and it needs to be organized. There's like a lot of videos that aren't organized.
Yeah, I dig that.
Thank you. I really
on
appreciate
channel.
that.
Yeah. Well, helping him helps me, and helps you.
Okay, look.
Helps
Oh, look!
everybody.
Can you see the money spinning up as we speak? It just shot up in while I was sitting there looking at it.
Did it?
I wish this is not my Kickstarter.
Oh my God!
No, this is
Chuck,
their Kickstarter.
My
Chuck,
Kickstarter
we're
needs to do like
$126,000 over. Jesus
5% of what this Kickstarter's doing, and I'll be very happy.
Wow, they got 132,000, and they only wanted 10,000. So
Give
they
it
must
back
have
to
some
Chuck.
mighty stretch goals.
I think.
Oh
we should
yeah,
give it
he's
back
pretty
to
good.
Chuck.
Like he's been doing a few of these now. So I mean, this is only just launched as well.
So can we see your artwork integrated in the?
Well, so there's my artwork there on the. So this is the Kickstarter banner. So this was done a special for the Kickstarter banner.
Here, I'll do this, so then that way we can see your face.
So you've got the dragon on the jet ski, and then
Yeah.
the other 2 characters as well that are like below it.
Yeah.
Yes. So I sort of created all that. I was like thinking that they could do a little animation, but I guess they didn't quite get to that. But maybe they can do it. So the pieces. So I sort of did
They
them
have
separately.
29 days to go. They might still animate it.
Yeah, they got a little time to do that. But yeah, I don't know if you can see one of my other art. So I didn't do it other than the covers because I've been a bit busy on all this stuff. I haven't got that involved in this, but I might do it there's more. So I've done 2 of these covers. So you can see there's the crocodile one, there's the other one. That's the Errol
Making
Otis
my
one.
eyes work. Hold on, I'm gonna put this all big now.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see it very clearly. Anyway,
If I do
it's
it
quite
full
small
screen.
on the page there for now.
I blame my
don't know
eyes.
if I scroll down, if you see it better. But yeah, so those are the modules going to go. Yeah. So I don't know.
Nice.
I was offered to do some more of this, but I was a bit busy, so I didn't.
It's nice to be offered work you can turn down.
Yeah.
Yes. Well.
I don't know what that's like, but it sounds nice.
Yeah.
Well.
Actually, I turned down a lot of work when I first walked away from my job for about like 2 years. Then the offers got thinner and thinner.
Well, I was a bit busy working on my own Kickstarter. So okay, so that's my.
Speaking of your own Kickstarter,
Chuck's
let's
got
go
his own
there.
dreams,
I got
his
it.
own
Let's go
aspirations.
there.
Oh look! Hey look! Oh, I went up over 1,500. All right, it's gone up since I last looked. All right,
Wait,
so great. So
wait,
thank
let's
you
look.
somebody. Thank you somebody for
do
jumping
you want
in.
to put up the Kickstarter goal
Yeah,
on the screen?
put up your
Oh,
Kickstarter.
wait,
Then we
okay,
can
wait,
pretend
no,
like
wait,
this
it's not
is,
showing you that screen. Hang on, wait, okay, wait, hang on. I
No,
gotta
it's
change
not.
the screen.
Pretend
All right, hang
it's
on.
a
All right, yeah, I got to
telethon.
change the screen I'm sharing. Yeah.
Yeah.
We can all get on the phone banks and we can take calls and you can walk around the room, Chuck.
There we go.
So what did we just
13 days
broke
to go.
1,500?
Yeah.
So we're a little over a third of the way there, and it looks like the bar is about a third of the way there.
Well, I'm more like half the way in time, but yes, I'm about a third of the way to the goal. So
Okay.
yeah, I need to.
Oh, I see what you're. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
you're right. I need to do 3 times that. So whoever's jumped on board, like amazing 27 backers. That was fantastic. in the past I've had 60 or more backers, so I'm hoping that some people will come out. I think people are a little curious, they don't know what it is. I've got a post I was writing today where to really sort of explain a little bit more about it and where my heart is in it. I think I've sort of launched it. People are like, well, what the heck is he doing now?
So using a calculator, technically, you are just under, you're just over a third.
Just
of
over
what
a third,
you need.
yes.
Yeah. Like
So I don't consider that too bad.
Yeah.
Because they tend to be, ideally it's exponential.
Yeah.
And if this is the sort of beginning of my exponential curve, then hopefully it's not too bad and that I can make it. They tend to be a bit of an S curve and flatten off a bit in the middle. But actually, I've been sort of steadily growing. It's like I'm viewing it like building a fire, like on Tina Loves to Watch Survivor. You start with a little kindling. There were some great people who jumped on board right away. I so appreciate you. And everyone who's done that's amazing. And and then in the second week, several amazing people have jumped on this week. So like many amazing people have jumped on.
I'm laughing because I'm pointing at myself as Chuck's talking about amazing people.
Yeah.
I just keep pointing at myself.
Oh well, it's after 7:00 over here in Denver, and so I've been enjoying a beverage for myself. And so I thought you were laughing.
Oh yeah, have a drink. Yes.
No.
It's the evening. Yeah. I'm not. Yeah.
I'm going to share the latest video that we've produced now.
Ooh, new video.
I don't know, viewers. Yeah, viewers. Get excited. Hold on to your hats. I'm going to show like the video that I created using Chris's song "Raw Dog."
Chris and the Citrus Kids.
It's a brilliant song. It's a little saucy. Tina, I went over it a bit with Tina before. Am I going to really do this song? It's a little saucy. It's a little rude. It's a bit blatant.
Just because it says dick a few times.
Yeah, but it's really good. And Tina was sort of, oh no, it's good. Like at first she was worried, then she was like, oh, it's good. And then yesterday when I played it with the video, she was like, oh.
She was like, "Oh wait,
she still really liked it herself, but she's very worried that some people are going to find it." And I'm like, "What people?" Well, she didn't really know. I don't know. Maybe people like Abbott. I don't know.
What people?
I think that actually. Well, I don't know. It's a bit. It seems sort of annoying. I think it's the hot dogs. Because I had this hot dog art that I did. It was part of this process of this book. Is that I really broke my art style down a few years ago. I sort of was working. I really broke it down to most minimal sort of thing that I could do.
I just want to focus on the fact that you just said hot dog art less than a minute ago.
What about hot?
Well, you said that there's hot dog art in this.
There's hot dog art in this. Yes.
Yes.
Amber got you on that one. That's what you said, Chuck. I don't know what that means.
I just a phrase that was pulled out is you said hot dog art.
Okay. What is? Sorry, does hot dog art have some meaning I don't know about?
No, it jumped out at me. It's going to be in the clip. Catchy.
Look, it's hot dog. Yeah. So I made so when I was sort of doing this sort of simplification, where I sort of came up with the Earthlings and this really simple character and the sort of planet Earth sort of shape, and that basic sort of thing, and I was sort of doing some really simple drawings. So I did this hot dog. I never really knew what to do with it. It was I sort of had it as a sticker. It's almost it's too simple of a thing. But I was, there were some things I did around then that were sort of just so ridiculously simple. They're too simple. But it was just one of those things, and I haven't really had a good use. But I finally found a good use for it. So all right, so I'm going to turn you guys off and myself off, and then we're going to watch Raw Dogs. So hold on to your hats. All right. All right, here it comes.
Something. Hey. They call me little. I got my head in the clouds. I like them knee-high sports socks and paint in the town. I don't give no fucks what people think about me. I like that raw dog style. I'll be digging the deep. I like that raw dog style. I like that raw dog. I like that raw dog style. I like that deep. I like that raw dog style. I like that raw dog. I like that raw dog. I be digging the deep.
Fuck a dog, ride a donkey. Eat a prune, throw a poo like a monkey. I can see me and you doing wrong things, fun things, some things, everything, one thing. I can't deny. You come out and you make me smile. Go all night with a D that's reckless. Keep it up, it'll make you breakfast.
Get wet like a bath with a beaver. Busting up Peter Pan, have a seizure. Pitch a pup tent when I'm near her. Listen to the dog in my pants, can you hear?
I like that raw dog style. I like that raw dog. I like that raw dog style. I like that D. I like that raw dog style. I like that raw dog. I like that raw dog. I be digging the D. By D I mean dick, just in case you didn't know what the D standing for. It stood standing is standing for dick.
They call me Mean Chris. I'm not big, I'm not little. Just a trailblazing G. I got a lock on the middle. I don't give no fucks. I give a few, not too many. All my parts are consistent. For most girls, that's plenty. And by consistent, I mean medium. It's not a passport into the porn industry, but it is also not something that you want to giggle at. Girls, you get what you get, and you don't get upset. I mean, Chris.
They call me little, I got my head in the clouds. I like them knee-high sports socks and paint in the town. I don't give no fucks what people think about me. I like that raw dog style. I'll be digging the D. I like that raw dog style. I like that raw dog. I like that raw dog style. I like that D. I like that raw dog style. I like that raw dog. I like that raw dog. I'll be digging the D. Hot dog, warm bun, mustard, ketchup, relish. Put it on me, fellas. Hot dog, warm bun, mustard, ketchup, relish. Put it on me, fellas. D.
Yeah, that last cartoon there was one that Chris and I did together. Well, I did the first bit. I 3D printed my dinner, and you said that it should be like, oh, my protein cartridge ran out.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And I thought that was good. That made it a bit better. Yeah, it wasn't quite a thing.
Now, okay, so if you run out of yellow in your food cartridge, will it not print the rest of the food?
Well, it'll just
like
come out. It comes out a sort of squishy mess.
There's
We're
like
out
a
of
protein, a carb. There's a protein, carb, and like another cartridge, and everything's made out of those three cartridges.
Wait,
They're like
let's
primary.
see.
And so if you
There'd
run out of protein, you get a vegetarian meal.
carbohydrates, starches, proteins.
Yeah,
Fiber.
fiber,
Yeah,
carbohydrates, and proteins.
You
Pally.
definitely have to have a fiber tube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you run out of the fiber tube, you get, I don't know what you get. You get like cheese whiz and Salisbury steak.
You think it would like limit the options of like, we're out of this ingredient, so you can only make these things like coffee.
It's just like your printer. Like when you run out of whatever it is, yellow, you just get this purple print.
Here it is. So this was in the original Urfspace book. There's some good cartoons in here that I like. I've come to remove all the people from your planet. I didn't do any scale, but they're probably quite big.
Amber, are you seeing this? Is this?
Yeah, it's really blurry on our side.
Oh, it's too blurry.
I mean, we believe you that you're reading it. And maybe the people that are outside, they're seeing it streamed, are seeing it less compressed.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It looks good to me. I don't know. Hopefully,
well, that's why we have you here, Chuck, to read the stuff that we can't.
But it's got to go from me to restream to you wherever you are. So I'm doing my best here, folks. Yeah, there's two channels going on. Maybe if I turn off my other me. What if I turn off this me?
There's so many hymns.
So many Chucks.
Well, I'm wondering about removing these guys. Removing that
us?
source. No. I'm removing his shared stuff, and then that way it's less bandwidth. So remember how he had all the screens?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've limited that now.
It looks like it's a little bit better. I can just read, in 1,000 years, you'll find something very attractive.
Yeah.
Attractive.
So he just had too many screens open on his end, feeding into Restream, and that's why it That's why it was like blurry. But now we can see it.
Here is your new planet.
Yeah.
Sweetie, here's your new planet.
And he's talking. I don't think. Can you hear us, Chuck?
I can't hear Chuck.
No, but I see his mouth moving.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Oh, this is great. I like it. So
Oh,
now
sorry,
it's
I
like-
hear you, but if I'm turned off, you don't hear me. Sorry, yes. Yes, it looks like a lump of old plastic.
Oh, that
or
it just
something.
got good.
Yeah.
The stream just got
Oh,
good.
that was weird. It got better when I turned myself back on again. That's too weird.
Yeah. Now it's I'd say it's good.
Alright, well. Yeah, so it looks like, it doesn't look quite as good as the old one. I don't know. I mean, maybe that's good. It looks like a lump of old plasticine. You know that, whatever that is, Play-Doh.
Okay. I was gonna say like a gumball or a bowling ball.
Or a
but not really
gumball.
bowling ball.
Or maybe it's good. I don't know. Maybe that's the planet you wanted. I suppose it's a sort of Magrathea idea.
So
lots of
would
silly
that be
questions.
like one of those aluminum balls they make in Japan where they use the tiny little hammers? They start out with tinfoil, right? They crush it and then they use tiny little hammers to make an aluminum ball.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. It's whatever comes
Yeah.
to, whatever. They're supposed to be, these were all very simple. They started off, I quite like this one. I just love the new uniforms. I don't know. I've got to think about uniforms myself, obviously. But it started off with Space Facts. I was almost going to be like a comic.
Mm-hmm.
And I was sort of like a straight, welcome board. If you have any trash, you may deposit it here. I think these are the main characters. And I think this is Space Gen. And I think this is, I'm not really quite sure their name. I'd probably give them some different names at this point.
So what Chuck's doing right now is giving us a window into the creative process, which is sometimes I don't know what's going on. It happens that way. It's just what it comes out.
Well, I sort of was fooling around with an idea for a comic, but I didn't want to be too limited. So in these early ones, I sort of deliberately sort of changed them. This second one, this place is weird. Well, I was going to call it Weird Space.
Mm-hmm.
So things sort of changed and mutated, and it's not the same person, or there could be multiple people. They're different people. Well, actually, they're all different people coming to work on the donut.
It's a multiverse, or they're clones.
Yeah, but this specifically, I can tell you now, this is the donut where they live, or they work. They come and work. But yeah, sort of weird reality-altering things can happen, so the uniforms can change and all this.
And they are in Urfspace. Are they in Urfspace right now?
They're in Urfspace, yes. And this is where you'll be sleeping. In the bunker. And I don't know who those at that. I don't know if that's a colleague or some refugees. I'm not sure. But that's.
I want to sleep on the top bunk, I guess, if they're sleeping in there with me.
Well, wouldn't they drip on you in the night when they fall asleep?
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, there could be a whole lot of proper comic strips about that.
In Star Trek, they had Liquid Life sleep in a bucket.
Liquid Life?
Yeah. Odo on Deep Space
yeah.
Nine was a liquid life form,
Yeah.
and so his bed was a bucket.
Okay, well that explains why I am not familiar with that, because I think I missed all of those.
It's worth binging through. I watched a lot of Deep Space Nine actually, as I drew some of the Urfspace Beyond cartoons. Actually, I think it's a good sort of thing to have on in the background. Like I'll often listen to it like a sci-fi show or something.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to do a very depressing version that's Star Trek: The Last Generation.
Well, Star Trek's always very optimistic.
They get lost and they're just running out of supplies.
Wasn't that season 3 of Picard? This is The Last Generation. They're getting pretty old now.
Yeah, I didn't see those yet, but I'll watch them someday. I mean, that was like I only finally got around to Deep Space Nine and Star Trek. All these sci-fi shows, they're a bit like a fine wine because you need to sort of let them age and see which of those ideas that they were right about. And what I learned is that actually they're right about most of their ideas.
Mm-hmm.
They're on the right side about most things.
I'm a huge fan of the original Twilight Zone, and I will go back to I think there's only like 100 and some odd episodes of the original Twilight Zone. I will rewatch them over and over again.
I think I've seen all the classic episodes,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the black and white ones.
And no matter what you do now, they're doing quite a good job, I hear, with the new one, which I haven't seen yet. I'm looking forward to seeing.
You have Jordan Peele.
You can't make the sci-fi exactly how it was with those people at that time. So there's something about
I'm not saying
that?
exactly like no.
But I mean,
Jordan
no.
Peele's doing
But
an
it's
amazing
always
job.
of its time. Whenever you do it, it's of its time, and you can do it retro or not, and you can go backwards and forwards in time, like Doctor Who. He goes backwards and forwards. But wherever he goes, he's always on the right side of history. First of all, and second.
Of course he is.
That's
It's like those weird things that happen, or he can't run around in a more authentic sort of 1970s London. than the 1970s London he's running around in, you know.
Ian and I were talking about the other day how they are editing cigarettes out of old movies, right? And I mean, like Disney has done this for a long time where any photos you see of Disney that are released by Disney, his cigarettes have been photoshopped out. And so that's the two-finger Disney point. And so they're like, oh no, that's just the way that Disney would point. So we point that way at Disneyland. But really it's because he was holding a cigarette. You only hold your hand that way if you're holding something. And so examples of this would be like the James Dean standee that you could buy has the cigarette photoshopped out of it. And then there's been movies that they've gone back in and they've removed cigarettes and cigarette smoke from the movie.
Yeah, and they addressed it in the movie they did about him, which was quite good, about the woman who wrote Mary Poppins. That was quite an interesting one with Colin Farrell playing her drunken father in Australia.
Chuck, let me ask you this. In the next, what are these called? Panes? In the next
These are Urfspace panels, yes. So, then, so I'm like very quickly abandoning the idea of a strip, but I could go back to it, but, it's your job to keep everyone happy. That's not how I feel like most jobs, but as cartoonists or whatever. But
could that barnacle be like on her back in the next pane?
Yeah, it could be. We could write, I could write endless like ideas. These are more like ideas. Then I just went and did some space facts. So I was still just exploring around. So I was thinking about like still suits in Dune, but I wanted to draw some cute girls as well. I sort of got this idea of like sort of drawing like that. I don't know. I sort of like it. What can I tell you?
And again, more hoof feet.
They get a bit, they get hoofy, and then I start really sort of fooling around with this. I know it's not right because I'm doing this is contrasting to what I'm doing in like my Instagirls, where I'm looking at reference and looking at real bodies and and all this sort of stuff. This is more of a sort of a feeling sort of body, and so it's not with reference. It's just sort of drawn to how it feels to draw it. So
are you saying that women have cloven hooves in their devils? Is that what you're saying, Chuck? Really? Is that what
no?
You're saying?
It means I do.
I knew it. How did you guys know? How did you find out?
Finally, you're exposed, Chuck.
Have you been to the meetings?
I'm out and proud, I suppose. I don't know. Here's another one. This one looks a bit like my neighbour Cindy. Not that I have a, any.
Cindy's
she's great. Her husband Mark has written a song for the album that he called "Lonely Day."
Oh wait, I know Cindy.
Raintown. Oh, I better include this. Yeah, you know Cindy. Yeah, she's great. I didn't like a lot of the times. Sometimes I draw them and mean to look like them, and it doesn't. Other times I just draw something and suddenly it sort of looks like them afterwards. But I started with the fact that living in space makes you grow taller, and Cindy's quite tall. So.
Yes, that's what I remember about her. That's how
they touch on that in The Expanse. Is that all the people that are like born out in the asteroid belt get tall and lanky? And they don't have the strength to stand up to Earth's gravity.
Yeah.
That sounds not great.
So
like you just break on Earth like a pretzel stick?
Oh, she would break on Earth like a pretzel stick. Yeah.
Yeah. No, you would, yes, because you're not, your body would evolve, especially, if you'd lived a couple of generations there as well, like people who sort of been born in space. But actually, just living there, I don't know. The fact is that living in space makes you grow taller. That was the fact. So I just like going with these facts, but, probably more ways than one as well. Like, my gene expression changed, because actually you live in space, your gene expression changes, apparently. But, apparently, it changed quite drastically.
You are exposed to more X-rays, gamma rays, and radio waves in space than you are.
Like more cancers.
Well, that's just it, is there has been a high percentage of cancer amongst former astronauts because of that reason.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, but it's described as kind of cool. Like for example, the
cool cancer.
I'm talking about the waves themselves, right? Because when you try and fall asleep, and you are exposed to gamma rays and stuff, it excites your visual cortex as if you are seeing almost like a firework in your eyes.
Like so altered states crap.
Yeah. So when you close your eyes to try and sleep at night, you're actually having these like dots of light all over your eyes, despite the fact your eyes are closed, because the particles themselves are penetrating the hull and your eyelid to get to your eye. And
that's like nature telling you cancer's on its way. It's like a invitation to Tumorville.
The fact that you see stars when your eyes are asleep. Yeah.
See, Chuck just is predicting. He's He's
Well, these
staying
are
on
the things.
topic
These
with
are the
us.
things that people want to know. This is a book. Like the kids like this book. The kids like Urfspace. Urfspace
Yeah.
Beyond is a little more. It's like I'm experimenting and exploring around like the limits of Urfspace. And like Urfspace, I haven't wanted to commit too much to anything, but it's starting to evolve into what it will be. So backing my Kickstarter is getting you in on the ground floor of all this stuff. You'll be there one day. If my evil plan succeeds, you'll be very glad you got in. It's better than
Dude, that's
NFTs.
why-
I'll tell you that much.
That's why I hold on to all the Chuck stuff I have.
Is this
Yeah.
a
Like,
book
I'm
that
keeping
is? This is one of your Kickstarters, right?
This is Urfspace, my original book. Actually, you know what? I didn't do a Kickstarter for this one, and I should put it on as an add-on item because I will put it on. That's my plan to put it on as an add-on item. I haven't got around to it.
Yeah. Get
But,
rid of those
some of these
copies
things.
in your house.
Here's another good one. It's getting a bit silly. Well, gut bacteria may change from living in space, but they can be helpful. It's being helpful in all sorts of ways.
Report. It's doing the report.
It's doing a report.
That
It's
is
sweeping
helpful.
up. It's cleaning doing the computing,
It's
doing the
walking
dusting.
squeezing the dog.
It's got a blue purse. It's doing something to the dog or strange
I don't
dog.
know.
It's like a Daggett. It's a
It's a-
mixture between Janae's dog Sporty and a Daggett. Because it's gut bacteria that's coming out of their mouth.
It's. I think maybe it's like leashing the dog in its own way.
But like the facts are the facts. That's what I'm telling you. This one, okay, this is a very basic one. I'm not real. Yes, you are. All right. It's almost too basic. I almost want to cut it because it's too basic. But let's just sort of get a bit metaphysical. Some of these metaphysical ideas. I hate how my limbs. That's another fact. Your limbs flail about in zero gravity. And I'm like, okay, if my feet got soft from living in space, my eyes swelled up. I'm like, okay, there's some more minimalist ones. My brain got hacked. That was fairly sort of fundamental in a lot of what goes on later. I quite like how the thing looked. It looked like it's a little object.
It looks like somebody. I'm just gonna say humping his head.
Okay. I
like
hadn't
a
seen
horny
that. but
robot.
Now you said it.
It's like a horny robot's on his eye.
Now you said it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say it. I'm not gonna dance around that point, but that's what it looks like. And I suppose that would be a form of hacking.
I was going to cross the line even further than Amber did, but I decided not to.
That's
Anyway.
okay. I'm right on that line.
That's a fairly fundamental one that I've sort of had various themes on.
Wait, is that Astro Kitty?
Yeah, this is the first Astro Kitty. This is actually one of the very first ones I did, but I didn't really realize it's Astro Kitty, but now I know it's Astro Kitty.
So space is for kitties.
Well, I would feel a bit bad about using the P word. I understand that's like offensive to some people.
Mostly cats, I think.
But it is a cat saying it.
Yeah.
So
It is a cat. I'm making a joke about it.
Is that like a black guy using the N-word?
Yeah, it's appropriate if it's an animated
Yeah, if I'm a
cat
pussy,
in it.
is that okay? She's
Now-
a pussy. She's
Now,
a white pussy.
if a woman uses the word pussy, is it appropriate?
Yes.
Well, you remember how they had like Molly Sugden on
Always
like, Are You
appropriate.
Being Served? She was
Yeah.
always saying, "Oh, I've got to get home and stroke my pussy."
Well,
I grew up with that humour, so I don't. It's
I-
not really fair that it's not funny anymore.
I also appreciate the fact that in England, the word cunt, it happens to be punctuation,
Wait,
right?
wait.
But here
What?
in the United
$10,000
States,
fine to the FCC.
but here in the United States, it is a expletive.
Wait a
right?
second. It's a punctuation in the UK? How so?
I don't know how to describe it.
Well,
there's a
Are
certain
you talking
class
about
of
Derek and
people-
Clive? Are you
Like the
talking about
drama?
Dudley Moore and Peter Cook?
I'm talking about there's a certain, character type, there's a certain class type that tends to use that word a lot that,
Oh, just
that
like-
are in the UK.
Just like
Yeah,
American
well-
overused fuck for everything.
Yeah.
Fucking
I
that.
did a lot.
Are
At
we
one
getting
point, when
fined
I was
yet?
young, I would swear a lot.
It'd be funny if the fines
Yeah.
were like bringing the Kickstarter down. Like there was like an FCC bubble that popped up and the Kickstarter just comes
It's like,
coming
no,
down.
but I proved my point, and I've been reading a lot of George Carlin lately, so it's got me thinking about
Oh
this.
yeah,
But I proved my point is the fact that it's not that offensive in England, and it's way offensive here to the point that Chuck, who's lived here for a while, went, "Whoa."
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I've lived here longer now in my life than I lived in England, so my
Yeah.
reactions are more likely to be.
You're American now.
Somebody told me once I was the most Americanized British person they ever met, and I quite compliment. I took that as a compliment but I couldn't help saying, "Well, you mean I'm fat and stupid?"
You should have.
You can't change.
I was
what
fatter
you
and
don't
stupider then.
acknowledge.
I'm actually no. The British me was fatter and stupider. The American me is lean and mean. And this book, like Urfspace Beyond, and maybe these pieces for the X Crawl too, they all sort of symbolise this time in my life now where, I lived here longer. At some point during the pandemic, I passed the point where I lived in the US more of my life here. Even counting in holidays and stuff now. So yeah, I'm solidly over the line. So these all represent my transition, so in some ways.
We all transition in our lives.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's getting in touch with my feminine side. My yoga and my Tai Chi and that, like, has been partly a part of that. Is getting
Well, you also
I
get
don't want to be
acupuncture.
crass about it, but
You know,
yeah,
you
it's
also
part
get
of that.
acupuncture. You have tried to embrace your health in ways that most Western people wouldn't. And I think a lot of that was exposure to it in San Francisco. You don't have that exposure in England.
Yes, I mean, well, I don't know. We were pretty well. I think we were. I think our generation was pretty well sort of educated about all these things. I think. I think my biggest problem is that I felt like I grew up in a generation that was post a lot of these things. And actually, well, as it turned out, it really wasn't post all those things. I mean, I sort of saw that as I got older, but especially when I came to the States and some of the issues that go on, like, the racial issues, that was a big problem that this country had. I saw as soon as I arrived here and was like, oh my God,
Yes.
I don't know. And it was more pronounced to me on the East Coast, the West Coast. I feel like here in San Francisco, we're a bit of an island, I suppose.
Yeah, I don't know.
We're like a bubble, I think. I feel like there's very few places that are as like distinct as San Francisco is, in terms of like just like all the liberal stuff. I feel like there might be a few other places, but like we're at one end of the spectrum, I feel like,
Well, San Francisco has always been a progressive city.
Yeah,
and
it's a very
always
celebrate
tried...
sort of drag and all this sort of stuff, and there's sort of aspects of that with this. I used to like to drag up. I used to like to do Frankenfurter and stuff at like Rocky Horror.
Well, I mean, it was the kind of the epicenter of the gay rights movement, right? I think. I mean, it's the most famous one, I think.
Well, it's also had a fantastic author and comic scene, a great art scene,
some music.
Food scene as well. It was one of the first Western cities to really embrace Asian cultures.
I wonder why. Was it the 100,000 Chinese people in Chinatown?
Yeah. They're in China. It was called the Golden Mountain.
Yeah.
And they came here.
Yeah,
they were coming here. They claimed they were coming here before we were. So probably they were.
Well,
really?
they were doing a lot of things. They were doing laundry. They were working on the railroad.
Yeah.
But you had this huge influx of population from China, but you also had Japanese, Korean, people from. I'm trying to think of different regions around there, but mostly Korea and China and Japan. And you had this. Even though Chinatown was very prominent in San Francisco, and it is still a pretty prominent feature in San Francisco, it was one of the first cities in the United States that had like a Japantown and a Koreatown as well. And
Where's
so
Koreatown? I've been to Japantown. Where's this Koreatown? Is it like Don't Blink or You'll Miss It, like that?
I think it might be gone now. It might have been integrated into Chinatown, but it did have its own Koreatown for a long time. Also, the streetcars. San Francisco was one of the first cities to have electricity, and had gotten off of the gas standard for its lighting, for its public lighting, much earlier than most eastern cities. So you had San Francisco with electric cars and electric lighting like 30 years before New York did.
Yeah, and we also had professional Bitcoin blackmailers first. At least we invented them, I think.
Yeah, how does that work?
This is me. This is an alternate universe me. So pierced nipple. I used to have the nipple pierced. That came out at some point.
Ian does.
I didn't really bother having it replaced. I sort of did it as a sort of little dare, really, for myself.
It came out at some point.
Someone was saying I could never do that. I was like, I bet you I could do that. I think I could do that.
Ian did.
And I had it for a while. I was quite happy with it. But then at some point it fell out and I didn't really care anymore. But anyway, this is also the universe me who became a professional Bitcoin black mirror. They're probably much
What are you
happier.
drinking there?
I'm drinking
Monster?
some sort of alcoholic. It's like really sweet alcoholic, like an energy. It's like an alcoholic energy drink with like orange.
For Loco.
Some type of space crush.
And I'm very happy because I'm so rich.
You know,
To
it's funny that you mentioned energy drinks. Do you know who Logan Paul is?
That name sounds.
He's a
Familiar.
podcaster on YouTube.
Yeah.
Long guy that
Yeah.
he gets celebrities and stuff like
Wait,
that.
what does
Anyway.
he have a name like aside from Logan Paul?
I'm
Like a YouTube name?
the YouTube channel. I don't remember it. It's Impulsive with PAUL for Paul.
Okay.
And so that's his show. Anyway, what's interesting is that he's in a lot of trouble with the FDA right now because he has funded an energy drink that is not approved by the FDA, where one can is the equivalent of like 6 sodas.
Now you're making me think of that. That's a very funny story. And I can hear more about that. But I just sidebar. Did you ever see the Strange Adventures of Todd Margaret?
Margaret.
Yes. No. Okay. This is a fantastic show with David Cross in it, and it also has BoJack Horseman. You know, from that Arrested Development. Will Arnett.
Yeah.
Will Arnett is like his sort of boss, and he sends David Cross to England, who David Cross is Todd Margaret, and he's got to market this energy drink. And he meets up with this British, and it's the perfect like British comedy, American comedy. It's like American comedy, like this. I don't know. It's a bit odd. I mean, it's like one of those things. I'm probably like one of the few people in the world that really gets it and likes it. But if you like David Cross, it's definitely worth watching it all through. It's quite odd, and it's got that woman in it. I mean, she's done quite well as well, being sort of like romantic comedies. I forgot her name. Irish. Yeah, it's great. Anyway, the Strange Adventures of Todd Margaret, or the increasingly bad decisions of Todd Margaret.
He hates him, but me, I can appreciate what David Cross can do, and his voice has a certain character that lends it well to certain types of characters.
He's sort of obnoxious. He's an obnoxious character,
but
and
Ian finds him obnoxious, finds him annoying, finds him, slimy, and he doesn't like him. But that's the character he plays. But like,
he's like that a lot in the show.
One of my favorite characters he's ever played was Minion in Megamind. You know, the fish guy?
I don't remember Megamind, but I liked it back in the day.
I saw that with my daughter, but I don't remember much of it.
Megamind was a cute one.
You mean,
Minion's the name of his fish guy that like helps him.
Okay, I don't know why I'm focusing on that one. Don't worry about making mistakes. I did that one as bad as I could.
Is it like, don't worry about making mistakes, but now he's in hell, so maybe...
Well, they're sort of, I think they're falling in the atmosphere. They're on fire.
The atmosphere, yeah.
They're burning up in the atmosphere. He's not a very good tutor. That's me as a teacher, I suppose. I don't know. They're all me, I suppose. Here's me with my mom. I love you, Mom. My mom's much nicer than that. But that's how it is.
As you're still
you're budding. You're like...
on your mom.
Yeah, you're like budding. I don't know.
Like it's one of those Sumatran toads or something. They're the worst. Actually, that's even worse. Like, no, I'm genetically, I'm emerging from it. I don't know. The Sumatran toads are horrible. Have you seen them? They're like.
I just like how he's showing an octopus-like creature. And he's like, "This is me and my mom."
The kid looks more thrilled than the mom.
Yeah, the kid's quite happy. Yeah, the kid's like, yeah. Because Mum's got to do all the bloody work. Mum's got a headache. The kid's very happy. Cows went extinct. Chris, I think Chris understands these cartoons. I don't know.
Cows went extinct.
I don't know. Now there's something else. There's no more cows.
Yeah. It's just like, instead of like 4 udders and 2 legs, it's just got 2 extra udders.
Yeah. Well,
seems like it'll be more.
Are you a cow? And they're like, it was insulting. Well, the news is cows went extinct. Whatever this is still around.
Now there's just super efficient giant udders that graze directly off of the field.
Doesn't even need a calf to produce milk. Yeah, just always, all the time, just producing milk. Born producing milk.
Yeah. Yeah. But also intelligent. I don't know. That's another Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy thing. The meal that wants to be eaten. The meat that's been bred to like
Oh,
come,
to, like,
come to the
improve-
restaurant of the universe. The meat has been perfected that it, you know, it's saying, would you like a choice cut of my rump? You know, you don't need to feel bad.
God, that sounds like
I'm
something
quite happy
people would
you
really
eat
do, actually.
No, have you never read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? It's brilliant.
I have not read it. I had friends in college that that loved it, and they used to quote it, and I
Oh, yeah.
never read it. Yeah.
It's like, it's one of those that I both recommend reading and listening to. You know, because hearing it read, especially by Douglas Adams himself, you get the nuance of every joke in that in the text. And
I'd like to hear it read by himself. Oh yeah.
Yeah. There's a
that
get
would
the
make a big
Libby app.
difference.
I know I've told you guys before, but get the Libby app. You know, like go down to a library, get a card, they could then get the app. It's on there.
I had
If
it.
you like, sorry, I was going to say if somebody really likes their versions of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, because there are many versions, but I used to have an audio cassette version, which was read by the guy who does the voice of Marvin, but he was actually really good at doing all the voices. He was quite a good voice actor. And it was like a two-sided audio cassette version of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and it was fantastic. I loved it. Yeah.
No, I had the omnibus of like the whole thing in like this one big heavy book.
Oh yeah, I had that version somewhere. Yeah. So
And
that's what I have now,
I
yeah.
just upgraded. I want to say like 2 years ago to a nice leather-bound copy. Yeah, with the gold on the sides of the pages. You know, the
Gold
goods.
leaf, leather bound. That should be like what's behind you in your library. Like
I
directly
do
behind you.
actually have it behind me in my library. It's just that it's out of the shot and it's kind of small in the back. Instead, you would get like the TV with Diablo 4 on it.
So like, quite a few of these are from American Idol. Like Tina likes to watch American Idol, so sometimes I'm just sitting there and just write down what they say.
Wait, is that you, the yellow thing?
No, it was the people on American. So one of them had said, "I performed live in front of this person's live in front of 10 trillion billion million."
I bet she
people.
has great tone.
And the other guy says, "I'm just excited to be a part of it." That's fabulous.
I feel like something that's built like Jabba the Hutt would have a really great tone. You know.
But the new book does have an updated version of Intergalactic Idol. American Idol. Is she in here? Or is she? Oh wait,
Be happy with what you've got.
Yeah, yeah. He appears to be made out of a puddle of poo.
Oh, I was gonna go with like.
I was saying mud.
Yeah.
I was going with
I
mud.
was going with mud too.
Yeah.
Like ashes to ashes, dust to dust, out of dirt.
Yeah. Well, that's me too.
Well, I think we can all agree that he stinks.
But if you're happy, be a baby. I don't know.
I imagine he would smell like a bog, but if he is made of poo, then he would stink like poo.
Chuck, what's
Handsy,
going on
I
here?
probably should have cut Handsy out, but I like Handsy.
We're gonna have to Disney cigarette this one. We're gonna have to Photoshop it out. We have to
He's
put
not
that
happy
hand
about
out
it.
at his side where it should be.
I'm sorry. I'm afraid he's me. No, I don't.
See, that's why I love that old stuff. You know, God, I hope they don't keep doing that. Then you're gonna you read this old stuff and you're gonna be like, well, you know, you're not really gonna understand the culture.
Yeah, it's all about the culture. This person doesn't like vaccinations or vacations. We'll stay off that topic.
Looks kind of sick.
Yeah, they don't look too well. They're not very happy. They don't like much. I don't know. That's just silly. All right. I like this one. In ancient Egypt, we were worshipped as gods. They just got back from their nice holidays, I feel like.
Like they came back to Egypt.
Yeah, that's
And
probably
then they're
Astro
like,
Kitty
you know,
again.
that's how it used to be. That's Astro Kitty?
Well, I don't know. There's like kitties walking around. So, you know, Astro Kitty specific, I suppose. So, but yeah, we're in a world where Astro Kitty can fit in with everybody else. Yeah, here's a good one. Measles have rights too. These were all pre-pandemic cartoons, by the way, these ones.
Gonna have to Disney cigarette that shit.
Well, why not? Why don't measles have in the future? Measles might want to have rights too. They haven't done that episode.
Instead he's gonna say spots are beautiful.
Coronaviruses have rights too. Show pile of corpses behind it. X gone.
Yeah, all right. What's some of these?
Yeah, that would get us like, you know,
Canceled
quick.
too soon.
Yeah.
Gotta wait another 5 years, Chuck. Although the way the public forgets, you might only have to wait another year.
Yeah, well then, you know, there's some like different strange ones. This was definitely one that I thought, oh, that's a proper good one. That was just something somebody said. Somebody said on the radio, they were like some corporate recruiter saying it's hard for us to find good people. So like it's a big giant monster that's hard for me to find good people, shoveling in little humans.
It's hard for me
Needs
to
good
find
ones,
slow,
only
delicious
good
people.
ones. And it's very tough.
I'm gonna do one that says it's hard to find slow, delicious people.
Well, I always wondered about the flying, one-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people eater. You know, that guy, the one-eyed, one-horned, flying
mean
purple
in,
people
Nope?
eater.
Yeah.
You mean in that movie Nope?
No. I'm talking
No,
about.
but there was a song.
the
There's a song about that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I know.
the-
The song's in the movie, though. You know.
Oh, I didn't know that. I
Well, he
haven't
goes.
seen
He
the
goes.
movie yet.
One-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people.
That's also Jordan
Sure,
Peele,
Rich.
by the way, since we were talking about Twilight Zone earlier.
Yeah.
So, you know, he's good at horror. I bought my wife a diamond planet.
Oh yeah.
He is.
Well,
yeah.
that one's really just because I want people to know that there are diamond planets out there.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's what they're trying to harvest: the diamond planets or the diamond asteroids.
You know, the asteroids in our atmosphere, there's a couple diamond asteroids.
See, I
Because
think that's
carbon.
I think that's what Elon's really after.
See, now this
He
one's a
says
little
he's
bit
going
more
to
like
Mars.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I didn't mean to. Yeah, no. You know, Elon's just doing what he's got to do.
Hey, your thing. Okay, wait. What does it say?
He says, "I feel all tingly." I don't know. This is one that's more like Urfspace Beyond, where it's not so much like a joke necessarily. I don't know. It's more like just a sort of feeling drawing in a way, but it's quite simple. Like doing from very simple.
Is that a supernova?
It's a big flamey creature, probably lives on the surface of a sun. I don't know. And then she's sort of floating, looking up at
Is it a
us.
planet made out of nothing but spicy
It's a
hot
bit miserable.
Cheetos?
It's like, oh, I feel all tingly. It's sort of complaining to her. She's responsible for it in some way. I don't know. But she's only the person with the clipboard. She's not really probably that able to help. You know, so that's moving more into what I'm doing in Urfspace Beyond, where they're like, yeah, that's as opposed to a cartoon. Oh yeah, Tina didn't like this one at all. If Donald Trump said it, then it must be true. She's like, no! If Donald Trump said it, it's not true.
That's a joke, Tina.
That's the point.
Yeah, I don't know if we can politicize this one. Them's fighting words.
That guy's getting indicted. Or no, he's already been indicted. He's trying to delay the trial.
Yeah, well, you know, yeah. So he sneaks in around because he was around when I was doing this, I suppose. I mean, obviously.
Are those lightning appendages?
Yeah,
Those
it's
lightning
like got a little sort
tentacles?
of flying saucer thing with like lightning appendages, but it's sort of cold lightning because it can pick up cardboard boxes and clamber around, you know, in space. So it's quite useful. So, you know, and he said, everyone disabled in space. He's very happy. He looks like my old friend Phil. I don't know what happened to him.
He's a mouth and eyes.
Phil?
Yeah, but he reminds me of Phil Dixon Patterson for some reason.
Was he on the show ever or no?
No. I've lost touch a bit with Phil, but I like
Yeah.
Phil. He was a good guy. And he also married someone called Tina. But he wasn't disabled. I'm the disabled one, so, you know, that... But, you know, in space we're all disabled because we live on Earth, right? We're all our able bodies well suited to Earth. It's not at all suited to space unless we get digitally enhanced.
I'm gonna pass on all that stuff just to let you guys know. If you're ever in the position to make one of those, like what's it called, the attorney that gets to make those calls. You know?
Yeah. Your living will. Have you made a living will?
I did, but what's it called? If you guys ever have power of attorney, tell them no to that thing for me. I don't want that done.
You can give it to me. Give me your power of attorney.
I probably have to redo that now.
Now I know everything.
Amber, now what do you say about this one?
Okay, so the Rorschach effect. It does kind of look like a female robot going out of it.
Wow, I love how you sort of see all these things. Yes, I'm not really looking at it. Yeah, sort of biting onto the head somewhat. The thing is, I'm doing them. Yeah, I am doing them without trying to think. So they are Rorschach plots.
Yeah.
And you should look at them that way. But it's your own Rorschach plot. I don't know. Like I see. I don't know. I sort of trying to do a shape that feels right. You know, I'm like. You know, someone like Vaughan Baudet, I find like he was a big influence. That's why I like James West's work so much, because he's sort of like that, and you know, that really sort of simple kind of thing. That's what I'm always trying to find, you know, or I feel like I found somewhat with these. Here's another one I like. Yes, we blow up our planet. They're really happy about it. I don't know if we're, you know, if we're them. You know, those guys, it's not a problem apparently. They can sort of float around in space, and they blew up their planet. They had some problem this whole by blowing it up. But I'm not sure if that's the solution we should be using.
It works. You know.
It's a solution.
You know, blow it up and a little while later, you know.
We'll let history be the judge.
Yeah, I think we should maybe have a redundancy plan, like have some other planet we can go to just in case. That'd be a good idea.
So is that why Elon's going into space?
That actually is his explanation for it. Yeah.
He says that's his explanation for it, but
it's the diamond. But we're onto him.
So many thousands of people on the ground to support the ISS, and he wants to colonize another planet without like
the
ground
ISS.
to grow
What's
in.
the ISS? Is that a spy organization? What is that?
The International Space Station.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I sort of think we can do both, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, yeah, Elon Musk supposed to, we should be taxing our billionaires and doing,
well, you know, he's
for the
thinking
public
of,
goods. But but I think we've sort of decided right now that we want billionaires and corporations to run everything. And actually, because they're the only ones who can, because like our current top-down structure of government doesn't actually work anymore, and you cannot make any decisions in a top-down government structure that you can calculate the consequences of. And corporations know this and have moved to distributed leadership around the world. So entering the age of the corporation is almost inevitable. But, you know, I'm doing my best here. I'm fighting against it. I'm trying to stand up for the little person. Like the corporations, they don't want you to see this podcast. They don't want you to see Urfspace Beyond. They want you to see it because it's going to blow your minds. That's why they're not showing it to you. That's why no one's looking at it. So you're lucky. You found this. Look, this cartoon, this might seem like it's insulting people on the internet, but like actually he had quite a good life on the internet. Like he would have had not much of a life without it. He spent his life, he's happy. Look how bad he was. But you know, but you might look at that and you think, well, I'm being mean to people who spend their life. You might think you spend your life on the internet, you become like that. Well, it may be a bit of a chicken.
Chuck, that's what it does look like.
But also, like if you're that guy, you need the internet.
You need it.
Science fiction is for dorks. I don't know that one. Well,
that's
because people don't realise that they are aliens.
Well, I also like the fact that you use the motif of the cocktail party when we don't really, as a people, have cocktail parties anymore.
Yeah, we know. What the hell? We don't have cocktail. Really? There's no more cocktail parties.
When was the last cocktail party you went to?
Every party I go to is a cocktail party.
I've been to several over the years. They're usually for adults at our school, and it's themed kind of. And so part of the theme will be drinking cocktails. So I call it a cocktail party.
The last one I went to was when I was doing stand-up comedy. It was in the Hollywood Hills with a bunch of stand-up comedians that all chipped in for a house together and had a beautiful view of the valley. But it was, we had mojitos. It was
you need to read that book. The 3 Martini Playdate. That one was popular with some of the moms, as I remember. You know, you gotta that's like when you've got a kid, you can go and have all these birthday parties, and you can hopefully, they're not too well, at first it's always a bit awkward when they're very little. Nobody wants to have a drink, but
yeah. But when they get older, it's like, okay, pour me one.
I feel like all the parents were always drinking at these things, but like not as drunks. Do you know what I mean?
No.
They weren't getting like wasted. They were just
you can't really do that with your parents.
Yeah,
you could be more. But you might have I don't know. We had some birthday parties that were quite fun where we had a few drinks.
That's true. I remember some of those birthday parties.
Anyway,
when the kids were young.
Is this what I have to look forward to when she grows up? Is getting drunk at her birthday?
Yeah.
Well, you getting drunk. That's what I'm telling you, Amber. Is that what you said?
I mean, you guys were talking about I got pretty drunk at a birthday party or two. It's like Okay,
Well,
so
I mean-
she's like 2 now.
Like
Well,
California
we're like old school.
culture, I feel like the culture out here is that like when parents get together, they try to, have fun and like, not get wasted, but
Yeah,
act like adults. you know?
yeah.
Everybody gets to have fun, the kids and the adults.
Have you always lived in California, Chris?
No, I was 30 when I moved here.
Where did you move from?
I was in Tucson, but I also didn't grow up in Tucson either. I just went to school there, so.
Well,
Tucson,
where are
Arizona,
you
so.
originally from?
I was born in upstate New York.
Okay.
Somewhere between like Buffalo and New York City, roughly.
Because I've lived a few places around the country, and I've lived in Canada and stuff. And Californians have the reputation for being rude.
What?
Yeah, and
Not to me, they don't.
Rude.
rude.
New
In
York,
what way rude?
the East Coast has that
Where-
reputation.
But Californians have a reputation for being rude because
Must be Southern
we
California.
we don't mind when Californians are late to a meeting. It's like, hey man, I'm 5 minutes late. We go, hey, no problem, because we're so laid back, right? But that pisses off other people that we're like late to meetings.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I was gonna say, if we're rude, it's because like Californians are not like time prompt, and they don't show up when they're going to. If you invite California to your party, they may or may not show up, and they may or may not bring a friend if they do show up. So it can be quite confusing, and you never know. People are like super flaky. Whereas like the East Coast of England, you say I'm going to be there. You got to like. People think, I'm going to be there polite. Am I going to be early, late, whatever? They think about what time they're going to be there, and they arrive at the right time.
Yeah.
Like California, they're like, oh man, yeah. But that's why we love it.
But Californians are laid back people, and that like easy, hey, no worries, dude, kind of like mentality that we have pisses off people from other states.
It pisses me off. You know how many bands I've been in where I'm like, dude, like if you're not gonna make it until 8:30, say practice starts at 8:30.
Yeah.
Don't say it starts at 7:30 and show up an hour late. Like,
yeah, but
no, these guys.
I use that as an example, but Californians are rude about a lot. Where the California roll through, and we don't really stop at stop signs.
But like when I think about that I wouldn't classify that as like rude. It's like flaky and I don't know, bad driving, I guess. Like when I think about rude, it's like someone who's just short and in your face. Like I think of like New York. Like New York City has that stereotype, and I don't know if that's really true anymore, but they've had it for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Like the East Coast, just really short, tense, not laid back.
My experience with New Yorkers has been that they're a little narcissistic in their own world, and they imagine that New York is the center of everything. And I'm telling you, this has been my experience, right?
Isn't it though? But
that they're not trying to be rude about things, but they're like bored easy, and it's like, I'm done with that, and they're dismissive, and it's like if it's not from New York, it's not worth their time.
Yeah, I worked with someone from New York, and she had only moved to the Bay Area for a few years, and she was like saying, I wish this was like a real city like New York. I'm like, well, by those standards, there's only one real city in the whole country.
Yeah.
There's only one city with 11 million people in it.
San Francisco is the city that does sleep. That's what I would say.
The city that never wakes.
It's hardly the city that barely wakes up. The city that never wakes. That's better, actually.
Is that how Lombard Street got built?
Yes.
Yes. Is half the crew was asleep.
And high. Really high.
Yeah, I think somebody drew the line on the map, and then they were like, well, the line says we got to put a road here.
Yeah, the real story.
Union rules.
Do you know the real story?
I actually don't know the real story of why that street is so windy.
I thought it was a switchback because it's too steep to pave directly. But if you do a switchback, you can do a slower descent, and it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I think they just did it to be funny, to be honest.
It is kind of funny, but not if you live on it.
Yeah, especially considering it's a tourist attraction, and you have huge tourist buses go up and down that road and get stuck all the time.
Yeah, they get paid for it when it's like used and stuff. So
they get paid for it now.
Yeah.
If your property, if they
if you have property on Lombard Road, you get paid for like, you know, if tour buses are like visiting it.
And you just rent it out on Airbnb for a fortune and then go and live anywhere you like.
I don't know if the time machine quite worked. I think he's only half out of that wormhole there.
Here's one. What can I tell you about this one?
I never knew butterflies had so many breasts.
I'm open to new things. I don't know. She seems nice. I want to get to know her better.
Me too. I like how she has eyes on her antenna. Her antennae.
Yeah, they're like watching over. Yeah, they're slightly suspicious.
Also,
it's like
she has,
this face
she
is
has
a decoy.
buck
That's
legs
nice.
and human arms.
That's kind of like a Bojack.
Yeah.
Guys, that's my time. I got to get back to life.
Okay.
So,
Oh,
All
right.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
thanks, Amber.
I'll stick around, Chuck.
Yeah, I'm going to stick around for a bit. If Chris, you don't mind, because I want to keep going for a while.
Yeah, we're gonna keep going.
I know,
We're
but
gonna
my
talk-
family's back. I gotta
Yeah,
go.
no, yeah,
I hear
love to
you.
your family. Like, so great. Thanks for
you.
joining us on this. But we'll be back morning hour next time.
Hey,
All
Annabelle.
right. All right.
All right.
All right.
Bye. Ian.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Yeah, no worries. All right. Well, we'll never know what she thinks about some of these other ones, but I don't even know what I think
yes,
about
we
them.
will.
Some of them I
'Cause
like.
I've been working with
We don't
Amber
get
for
out
so
much.
long. I'm pretty sure of what she'd say. So I'll just chime in as Amber.
Yeah, you think you...
She loves this one. Reminds her of a milkshake she once had as a child. Brings back a lot of memories.
Well, let's see. Well, this is a lot of these, and they sort of go on like that. And at some point, I was sort of like, there were a lot of very simple ones. Like, this is another sort of TV one where they were like, you know, they're going on about these ads on TV. She's dancing around on the hill going, I've got inflammatory bowel disease.
Shouldn't it have a disclaimer down there about all the terrible stuff it might do to you?
Yeah.
Like, because I know what you're talking about. In those commercials, they always show these great lifestyles.
Yeah.
So the image is a great lifestyle, and the music is very uplifting music. And then at the bottom, there's this little disclaimer about how
it needs
could
may
cause-
cause constipation,
yeah,
diarrhea,
rectal bleeding, and a whole bunch of other
bleeding.
terrible stuff.
and death.
Yeah, right. Right. There are lots of penis. Yeah, but you know, like the way that your brain works, the like emotional part of your brain, the limbic system, just sees all these beautiful images and happy smiling people and this beautiful music, and the frontal cortex is getting overridden and doesn't even read the fine print about the the rectal bleeding.
I might use this one. This is one I might use for the theme for Planet Earth or something.
Yeah, I like that one.
I don't really know what to do. I've got a nice sort of video that I did of looking around the studio, which is sort of basic, but it's a bit too. I feel like it needs a little more to it than that or something. But this one I used on the Raw Dog video.
Oh yeah,
because it had dogs.
I remember that.
I quite like that one.
I like how this dog is distracted.
I wish you'd take me out for a walk. That's what happens when dogs get married. They just take each other for a walk.
That's dog slavery.
They're like,
with
I guess they're
abolish.
gay dogs. I don't know. I didn't really think about that. But
I thought this was dog slavery. You know, that one dog owns the other dog. Like the blue dogs are like the slaves.
Well, I think they own each other. You know, they've entered some sort of, you know, but like it's science fiction because it's somehow in the future where dogs have replaced humans.
This is before the dog civil rights movement.
I'll have to use that one somewhere. I'm just doing this till my album breaks.
The story of my life. Actually, I'm doing it right now. And you just draw me in the background there.
Yes. Well, they're all like I
to me.
say, autobiographical.
Seriously, yeah. Got like every creative person I know.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, that's it. Like, yeah, I mean, I always sort of do. I mean, you take your influence everywhere, but at the end of the day.
Are those vortexes where they go through to a parking garage?
Yes, I forgot which part. You've got to go through some sort of multicolored vortex. They're all white, and they all look more or less the same.
Yeah, it should be like vortex A3, vortex A4, vortex A5. You know how they label the levels so you can take a picture with your phone and you can find your car later on.
Yeah, these ones they didn't even have the labeling. It's the future.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know,
it's got to go by color and size. It is confusing.
That was the old days where they used to label things conveniently so all people could understand.
I sympathize.
I got a promotion. Yeah, I like that one.
She got like a promotion to the body free being, where you don't have to worry about being hungry or your bodily wants.
Presumably. It seems like that's what must be what happened. You know, you don't. Yeah, you're not going to need that body in your new job.
Yeah. Yeah, all the hassles of having that thing attached to you, the pooping, the peeing, the eating, the It's gone. Upgrade. You just plug in every night.
Well, there's another one that I enjoy a lot. It's the Tower of Babel, which I think is a good metaphor for our times. We're in the time of the Tower of Babel. And then she's saying, this is our most sophisticated Tower of Babel yet. And the other one's like, when will it be finished?
The Tower of Babel is like when nobody can really talk to each other, right?
Well, no. What happened is that in the story of the Tower of Babel, that everybody spoke the same language in the world. We were all doing really good. We had it all figured out. And we decided that we really wanted to find out what's going on from God. Like, God needed to give us the answer. So we started building this great tower all the way up to heaven. And God got a bit pissed off that we were like trying to do it. So he basically knocked down the Tower of Babel. Like my friend Jason did when I built like in kindergarten, when I built a big tower out of the bricks, but I hadn't overlapped it
Jason,
properly.
if you're listening,
Jason
we need an
Slocott.
apology.
Jason Slocott came and he knocked down that tower.
Jason, that was not cool. It wasn't cool back then. It's
I learned
still
a
not
lesson.
cool.
I learned
Chuck
a
would
lesson
like an
about building my
apology.
towers properly. People wanted to knock them down, and God knocked down the Tower of Babel. And then we couldn't speak and broke our languages, so we couldn't speak anymore. So here we're building another Tower of Babel, like as we're doing in technology these days, and all our success.
Is this one going to be God-proof?
This is our most sophisticated Tower of Babel yet. So yes, it's
Probably God-proof.
it's trying to be God.
I mean, it's fortified with a lot of God.
But Chris, point is, you're a good person. You're asking the right question. Is it God-proof? This guy's not asking that question. He's saying, when will it be finished? Because he's on a budget, and we've got to get this thing out the door.
That guy hasn't read his history. I mean,
he's not asking the right question. He's not worrying whether God's going to knock it down. He's just going to meet the deadline.
You can have quality, you can have speed, or you can have price. And
Yeah, you really know. Actually, myself, you helped me clarify it for me there, because the question is it God-proof?
Yeah, is it God-proof?
It's not the right question he's asking.
And have you read your history?
Yes.
Project manager.
No,
guy
he's just like, project manager. It's got to be done. It's looking pretty good. It's really beaming the message out there, and it's not making too much pollution.
Well, so it's supposed to get all the way up. So when you're high enough, you become godlike. Is that the idea?
Well, that was their goal. Was they wanted to go all the way to heaven.
It's just like if you can,
as far as I remember it, I don't know. I haven't read it.
If you can get into the club, you're a member. Is that the way it works? If you get into the club, the God club, you're a member. Like if it's like me sneaking.
Yeah,
into the
well,
country
God didn't
club.
like the idea anyway. It was like it's being a bit cheeky. God's like, yeah, you're not supposed to do that for some reason. I think that's, I don't know. I mean, we'll have to question with that. This one I like. The bubble looks best right before it bursts. They're in like a sort of floaty bubble, and they floated off into space.
That's so true. The bubble looks best before it bursts.
And the bubble's got really big and wobbly.
Like seriously, the housing bubble, people are like, I'm going to cash in on this house. I am way hundreds of thousands of dollars up. It looks best right before it bursts. Stock market, housing market, baby bubble, space market.
Dungeon Crawl Classics Kickstarter. Back by Kickstarter. Urfspace Kickstarter. Come on, guys! I know you can do it. This is not even on. I don't want to but this is my free performer book. I'm showing you this so you can understand the next book, and I'm going to add this as a reward that you can get.
Yeah, we should point out that we are doing a Kickstarter drive again because we haven't pointed that out for a while. And
I've got the ticker going. Yeah, thank you. Yes,
got the ticker going, and there's a URL somewhere that can be clicked on, I believe. Yes.
This one. This was a guy who was looking at one of my mini comics of these, and he goes, "This one's much weaker than the last."
This reminds me.
So I thought I'm going to show you how weak my cartoon can be. I'm showing you a weak cartoon.
This guy reminds me of the comic book store owner on The Simpsons. It's like worst comic ever.
Yeah,
I can't do that guy's voice.
He was a bit like that guy.
Yeah.
It was. He was all right. I was at the National Cartoonist Society booth at Comic-Con in San Diego before the pandemic, 2019, and I was just sat there, and I had some of these Urfspace, but I had them in mini comics, and he looked at those. He liked the.
Oh, so this is based at somebody from Comic-Con?
No, this was real. So he was. No, he was there. He was just somebody who came up to the booth there. He was obviously, he was expecting a high quality of cartoons because this was the National Cartoonist Society booth. So, all fairness to him, some of these are not the strongest cartoons. because they're a little bit experiment. You know, I'm trying out a format, is in a way. It's like I'm sort of setting the limbo bar very low, and then I'm like, because I'm raising the bar on myself throughout all this process.
And is that what he actually said?
So he said this cartoon's much weaker than the last one. So I'm like, well, I'm making that a cartoon, and that'll be even weaker. But will
I get in trouble if I say he might be on the spectrum? Do I get canceled for that? I probably do. Okay, we should move on.
Well, he's just a critic. It's just a critic.
You know those people that
Consumer.
like give you that say stuff like that when you're not even asking for it? You have people that just like volunteer some insult. Like you're not even asking for feedback, they just give it to you.
Well, sometimes you need honest feedback. I don't resent him. Like, you need honest feedback. He was right. He was right.
You say you don't resent him, but look at the way you drew him, all like fat and ugly.
I was being kind.
I think in the back of your head, you might resent him.
I'm being kind to the guy.
So it's just a flattering depiction of what he was kind of a toad with a. Yeah. Okay. That's
all right. Yeah. I guess you got me there. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
All right. And this one I also quite like, but I never 100% sure, like, if I quite got the caption. I don't know. I struggle with this one a bit, but I quite like it. Okay. She's amazing hypnotist, but her politics suck. Well, I wasn't sure if it's the other way around. The point is that they've got her, the couple of the Urfspace military junta elite, and she's doing a fantastic job of hypnotizing everybody. And they're very happy with how well she's hypnotizing everybody, but they don't like her actual politics. But her politics might be quite good. That's the problem, because they're like fascists. So they want to have everybody hypnotized.
Like I'm not an expert on like fascist symbolism, but that eagle on the front, that space eagle, looks a little suspicious.
Yes.
On the podium, space eagle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not good, but everyone's she's got a very good job of hypnotizing everybody. But even the junta, the junta elite are a little like, oh wait, this one's a bit too crazy. I don't know.
You ever see what was Hypnotoad from? Is that?
Oh yeah, that's on Futurama. Yes, I did see Hypnotoad.
Oh, I loved Hypnotoad because he would the eyes would spin and it would just go burr, like a piece of heavy machinery, and then hypnotize everybody. Is that what's going on there, Chuck?
Yeah. Well, yes. Here's another one I like. I'll make the future better. This is another political one. Vote.
I mean, I can get behind that.
He's going to go, but I think he's going to use some sort of time machine to do.
I am put off by all the teeth. Oh, so that's his little trick with it.
I don't know. He's got some big device there. I'm not sure what he's going to do. It seems like his device is going to be involved in.
Is this like Mars Attacks, where he says these things that seem nice and then he shoots everybody with a laser cannon?
Well, I think the argument's going to be, it depends on your definition of better.
Better for him?
That's
better
the basic promise of your politician, is that they're going to make the future better. He knows that. He knows to say that.
I think in fine print, it should say, for me, I will make the future better. And then in very fine print in the lower corner of the bubble, for me.
Yeah, well, you need to ask.
Bubbles, do bubbles ever have disclaimer fine print in them? Because they should.
Yeah, they can do. For me, yeah, well, the question is, again, the question that should be asked is, how will you make it better? What is your actual proposal?
Is there a bad way to make it? You mean like a monkey paw type of thing, where a whole bunch of people that you don't know get killed, and then your future's better? Like, is that a bad way to make the future better?
Yeah, there's all sorts of ways you can make the future better. It depends on your definition of better. What's your definition of better?
Well, for me personally, better, and probably for the people around me, and then I keep on extending my circle out further and further until it reaches all of humanity.
Yeah.
But I'll start with.
Well, that's the proper way to do it. Be nice and do that. And well, here's another thing I'm not very good at. It's me. I'm the one that he says you don't poop where you eat.
Man.
And he did a big poop all over America.
I guess they're. Oh, he did.
I don't know why he's eating. Well, I guess he comes to Earth and they eat. They eat humans.
I think they did.
He poops all over America.
I agree.
I'm sorry, that's me pooping all over where I eat, and I live and eat here. So.
Although that'd probably be better for the environment in a few 100,000 years.
That's good. That's like good compost.
Yeah.
That's probably how the Earth was formed. That's how we got soil in the first place.
I mean, it won't work out well initially, but in 100,000 years, North America will be uber fertile.
Basically, yeah, some creature came along and pooped like that, and that's what created the world we live in today.
Kickstarter.
Warmed up the earth.
Oh, hey, Chuck, should we check back in on the Kickstarter numbers? Where were we last at?
Oh, I don't know. I really hope it's gone up.
All right, stand by, everybody. We're going to do a very exciting
we were last
Kickstarter.
at nothing.
We were last at nothing?
Yes.
Come on, people. That's got to be easy to beat. I want to tell people a little. Oh, we should go through the pledges. You know.
Yeah.
First of all, you can pledge any amount. I didn't know that.
Yes. So that was my book. Yes. So you can pledge any amount. All right. So let's talk about it. Okay. So I've got 1,500. So I'm 1/3 of the way through, which I really appreciate everybody who's sort of come on board and made that possible. We've got a great video here. Another video, which you can get there and play. That's music by Isaac. Yes. So here's the story. And here's the reward. So yes, you can. So this is a little bit about me. So you can back at any level. You can back at $1. And actually, sometimes people do just come in and back a Kickstarter at $1 or something, and then later on, they up their pledge and decide to do more. So, if you're unsure what level to back at,
and it's helpful just to have like more backers, even if they're backing at like $1.
Yes. Yes.
Because of social contagion or social whatever it's called.
Exactly.
There's a thing. Somebody knows.
Yes, social anxiety, which no, I don't. Yeah, no anxiety here. Look, you guys, you guys are going to do it. I know we're going to get there.
Happens to me when I have to do public speaking, but I think we're talking about something different.
So your basic $10 is that you'll get a PDF ebook edition of the Urfspace Beyond book, just the book. So if you want to get the music as well, then that's $20. That's for the music album, digital download, and the PDF book. And well, I have to do that for the music. Yeah, that's the level for the music. And the music CD, where you also will get the PDF, the digital download of the book, but that's $25. So it's not a lot more, but that will, that package, all the extra costs there is for will be for the packaging. So I'm planning to do nice packaging for the CD. And I hope to show some more of that soon, of what I'm planning to do. So that's my goal. So next level is $30, which is a softcover book, which also comes with the digital. Oh, actually, that should also come with the digital CD. Oh wait, no. Sorry, the digital CD is you got the digital hardcover signed. All right, yes. So then you get the softcover and the music CD, and the hardcover and the music CD. But yes, I think there's other levels they coming with the digital CD. Did I say that? The soft cover. Well, okay, so they have an optional add-on, I think, of the digital CD. And okay, so yes, so then the sort of the full package is the 2 signed hardcovers and the CD. So that's $95.
That's what I got, because I was looking at it like this. When you get like famous, I want the hardcovers with a signature in them because they'll be worth a lot more. And I also want a physical copy. I want a physical copy of the books, but I also want a physical copy of the CD. So
it'll be a collectible CD. It'll be a collectible package done in a limited run. This Kickstarter is going to basically fund a limited run of those CDs and a limited printing of these books. And you'll be getting a hand signed copy. If you get the hardcover, there's a hardcover and a softcover. The softcover. You get those. I'll sign them. If you come to the Urfspace launch party. But for the book, for the hardcover, if you want a signed copy, you've got to get the hardcover book, and ideally, get the 2. They're really a companion pair, and they go with the CD. And Urfspace Beyond and Urfspace Heroes, and I'll do a little drawing in each of them. That's my plan. Do a little drawing in everybody's seat, and you get the CD, and you'll get the digital versions as well. And then the only level really above that is the art lovers, which is really, if you really want to help me get this Kickstarter over the top, I could really use a couple of people backing me at the art level. I mean, there's all this amazing art that I've sort of set up, and we can have a look at some of that here. Description. Yeah, let me sort of scroll down a bit to where I've got the art. So it tells you a bit more about me, some links to some stuff. Tells you about the book and my goal, what I'm trying to do. Kickstarter goal. If this goal funds its premium 8.5 by 11 hardcover editions of Urfspace Beyond Into the Radlands, its companion volume Urfspace Heroes, and a limited run of premium audio CDs with fold-out panels and booklets. Also, there will be a launch event in San Francisco on September 9th, 2023, to which backers at level, or, that should say, all levels will be invited. Ooh, I need to fix that.
Backers at levels.
Yeah,
Well,
wait. All right, I need to fix that. Hang on. Fix that now.
All levels. I like this. I like this real-time fixing, real-time updates. We should also talk about like the artwork that you've already had that's sold at auction.
Yes. So Wait, I'll get to that. Let me just do this like little quick
Chuck's
fix
gonna
here.
do. I'm gonna write a little song about this. Live updates.
Live updates on the fly.
We're gonna do some live updates. Should I get my guitar and sing you a little song?
Live updates.
Live updates. Jazz hands.
Wait. Okay. At space.
So if we got 10 people backing at the everything level, that would make the goal of 4,500. And if we got, I guess it's 45 at the level that I'm in at, which is $95. That's really close as well. I think that's almost 4,500, something pretty close.
Yes. That would do it as well. So I think I'm hoping there's that many, or and other people will come in at lower levels, and I think it's some combination of that. I'm hoping that we will get there. Yes. So the art. So yeah, let's have a look. So scroll down where I talked about a little bit about the art. Oh, and I'm going to show that video too of the Urfspace Police that I did of the Isaacs one. Where did I put the link to? Where's the art?
Yeah, and I will just say about the soundtrack again. It's a solid soundtrack. It is a nicely matched soundtrack of a lot of original Bay Area music and some music from outside the Bay Area that is specifically put together for this project. And there's at least one unreleased song on it, which is the theme from Planet Earth, which is my track. But is there some other unreleased stuff on there too?
Yes. There's your theme from Planet Earth. There's quite a few. There's all the ones of Astro Kitty and the Urfspace 5, which is Isaac Burnell. There's five tracks that he's written there that are sort of the backbone of the album. And actually, we can have a look at a little. And
probably Ali's track. Ali's track wasn't released, is it?
No, that one's not released. Yeah, well, let's have a look. I'll show you. We'll have a little look in the Google Drive folder here. Hang on.
Sorry, I'm not trying to rush you through anything. Just do as you please.
No. Well, we'll do these things one after another. Well, okay. Well, we'll get to that in a minute. First of all, we're going to look at the art. All right. Yeah. Well, let's. I got that art up now, so let's look at that. All right. So yes, so there's all these pieces in the book, original art, and I'm offering 10 of them to Kickstarter backers. Now they're all different ones. These are some of my favorites. There are others. If you've seen one that you like, let me know. Like the Tigress, that's Tina's favorite one. But yeah, so any one of these can be yours if you back. And here are some of the ones that sold already. I sold. The Cat Boss, which is another proto Astro Kitty. That was a very fundamental one that sold in the gallery at North Beach at Live Worms Gallery.
Oh, that one sold. The woman on the scooter, the cop. That sold.
Yes. Rita, the meter maid. Yes, she sold at the gallery to the friend of the person who bought the Cat Boss. So that, and then also sold the Pink Princess, which I've written a little poem for now in the book. Pink Princess in Underwear, that one sold. Lonely Day in Raintown sold. So did Space. Every Day I Thank God I Joined the Space Corps. And earlier I saw one of these Kino Monaco to the inspiration of Kino Monaco, who is this guy Martin, who's used to be a Pupil fan from back in the day. So. That was nice, but yes, so this was a character he'd created. But yes, she was one of the 6 secret clones of Cleopatra. So those ones are sold, but Cleo and Moto, they're still available.
And so Mollusca the Mutant is still available?
Mollusca the Mutant is still available, yes.
I dig that one a lot.
Yes, I think I can.
And that
I can actually look at
Another Lonely Day in Raintown actually has a companion song that's on the compilation.
Exactly. Yes.
So it's I'm not going to sing it. Maybe I probably won't sing it. Should I sing it?
Yeah. Well, let me switch over now. Yeah, because we looked at this and listen. Let me share the screen of the the Google Drive. So here are the songs on the album: Lost, Loser, Charm World. That video I put out there. Interstellar, Earth Drive. I'm sort of keeping that one a little bit under wraps. I really want to show it off, but I want also to do it with a video of that sort of space scene that I'm doing, and I'm not going to have that finished for us. I'm a bit like, oh, what am I going to do about that? I don't know right now, because it's a great track. It's one of the best tracks on the album. They're all fantastic. I don't know.
It's one of my favorites because it's got a vibe that none of the other tracks have.
Yes.
It's a very, like I said, to me it's like a psychedelic, almost like a 60s thing.
Yes.
And it makes me want to get on board.
Yes, and it makes you want to. Yes. So I somehow need to sort of prioritize that, and I don't know how, because my idea was to do this video with the search theme, but finishing that is a whole lot of work that I don't have time for in the middle of the Kickstarter. I'm thinking about it, and I've got Taking Off, Air King's Hand, Thomas. That one's out there. Lonely Day in Raintown. That's the one from Mark. And again, I don't think I can play it.
Yeah, wait, hold on, I'll play it. Hold on, let me just grab my guitar here.
Yeah, okay. Are you actually going to play it?
Is it important that I'm supposed to know how the song goes and the chords and stuff?
Have you listened to it?
Let's see. I think it's what. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, it's like.
I'm the worst person to do it. I want to do it.
Let me just see if I can get the chords. Well, I'll play it really slow. It's like another lonely day in Raintown. That's the gist of it. I think it's
that's great. That's great.
I think it's in a different key, because when he sings it, it's much livelier. Just if you like that at all, the much better version is on the album.
Yes. Well, yeah. So that was Mark Gordon. He's written that. He's in a band locally called the Tighten Ups. They're very popular. But this is just he's my friend and neighbour, and he liked that artwork, The Lonely Day in Raintown. And so he's written a song. So yeah, I want to make a video for that. I want to make a video for all of these tracks. I mean, they're like all like great tracks. I don't know if I'm going to get them all done in time. We're working now on the mastering. Thomas, my friend Thomas, has taken over that task. Okay. Well, I was going to show you the video for Future Lady Cops. Let's do that. Would you like to see that again? Have you seen that one? I haven't shared it here before. On the show.
I've watched everything that you sent me.
Yeah, you watched it. Yeah.
But let's watch it again.
Yeah, let's watch it again. Let's watch it with the viewers now.
Yeah.
How do we? Yeah, all right. Let's do. I'll turn off the screen sharing. There we go. All right, and hopefully it'll
That's Astro Kitty and the Urfspace 5.
Yes, that's Astro Kitty in the Urfspace 5, which is in reality Isaac. But he's happy to be Astro Kitty in the Urfspace 5, so more power to him. And well, here's some of the. Well, okay, it's going to probably get a bit too much glare off this light. I mean, maybe if I turn the light off, it'll be better. I'll get sort of glare off the other lights. Is it off all the lights? No, it doesn't make any difference. Yeah. Well.
That's good right there, actually. Right. Yeah.
So these are some of the pieces I have. Well, I need to go widescreen here.
Is there going to be a Mouse Hulk too?
There's a Space Rat. This is the closest we get to a mouse character. But yeah, these are the original arts. Some of them are in Urfspace Heroes, some of them in Urfspace Beyond. This is Urfspace Circus. There's a few that's like Urfspace Circus.
Is that Urfspace Clockwork Orange?
Well, I haven't done Urfspace Clockwork Orange. I might do. I've done Urfspace Star Wars. Urfspace Circus. Well, I like sort of circusy things. That's what sort of drew me to like Teresa Moore when I met her. She really likes all that sort of circusy stuff.
The Fox Girl or Wolf Girl is pretty cute.
Yeah, she's cute. Again, yeah, I like nice.
Like, is that weird?
Furry girl, yeah.
Is that weird to say? But she's kind of hot.
Yeah, she's all brown. She's like a little native. This one I like. And then a good story came with it. I don't know. This was another sort of super kind of randomy one that I was just drawing sort of straight in pen. I didn't really know what it was, but it's got a nice little story. They waylaid you on the road, and you're meeting your doom. There's a lot of doom. You end up doomed in a lot of these stories. Pandemonia, the Devil Who Draws.
Devil girls are always hot. Why is that?
I don't know. Yeah, and I did her blue because I like drawing blue people. That's just another strange psychological thing.
So this kind of like
furry people.
This is kind of like the Secret, except instead of manifesting it with your thoughts, you manifest it with your pen.
Yeah.
Chuck, is that what you've been doing all along?
Yeah. Manifest it with your pen. Yeah.
On to you, Chuck. You should come out with a book that's exactly like The Secret, except it's called something slightly different, and it's just about manifesting stuff with your drawings.
Pandemonia's Guide to Getting What You Want.
Yes, exactly. That's what it should be, right? Not to be confused with the Visual Secret or the.
Yeah, Pandemonia's Secret.
I can't. I'm kind of surprised no one is gone that way, because you hear about athletes visualizing stuff a lot. At least I have.
Yeah.
Where they visualize making a basket, or they visualize winning a game, or they visualize doing something, and it seems like it's pretty similar to draw it. You have to visualize to draw.
You sort of have to become it. So when I draw Pandemonia, this is what I sort of become Pandemonia.
So you were this hot devil girl for a little while?
I was like a hot blue devil girl for a minute as I drew Pandemonia and manifesting.
Doesn't seem like a bad way to spend the day.
No.
I can think of a lot worse things to be.
Pissed off pink princess. I don't know. I prefer to do that than I don't know. Sometimes I try drawing like sort of Conan and Musty Barbarians, but I don't really get as into it.
You prefer the life of a princess or a devil girl?
I like to be Musty Barbarian in my real life, and in my drawing life, I want to be a pissed off princess.
Yeah. I mean, the life of a barbarian might not be as good as you think it is.
Yeah. No. Well, it's fine. It's good. Do what would Conan do? That's what Gary Gygax. I say, what would Gary Gygax do? But Gary Gygax would say, what would Conan do?
Who's Gary Gygax? Is that the guy in the Antarctica expedition?
He's the guy that invented. No. He's the guy that invented Dungeons and Dragons. You should know that. That's very important to know. Oh well, he sort of co-invented. He's like the sort of Stanley. Dave Aronson sort of did the kind of inventing of it, but Gary Gygax knew how to package and sell it.
I think I say to myself, what would Elon Musk do? No, I say to myself, what would Robert Kennedy do? Hey, well, wait a second. What happened to the blue girl?
Oh.
What happened to her arm? Did she get like her memory like
again? This was I trying to think when I did this. I feel like it was before we were all getting jabs in the pandemic.
Oh, so it's
It might have been in the past. She's got but she's had some sort of shot in her arm. That's for sure.
Was it a shot of blue dye? And blue
I
emotion.
think if you buy the book, I've written a little story to go with it about taking the shots. Let me see.
Oh, that's the other thing in these books. Well, at least I think both of the ones on the Kickstarter, there's kind of like a storyline.
Yes. Yeah, there's a story to it. You've sort of in Urfspace Beyond. Well, Urfspace Heroes is less of a story. That's sort of presentation of the heroes. It's a bit like you're sort of selecting your hero that best suits your needs. But this one is more taking a trip through Urfspace. But you've signed aboard the ship, but they're all little. Each one's really on its own. Take a break. It might be a while before the shock kicks in. Soon you'll start to remember what brought you here. Then perhaps you can explain it to us. Meanwhile, please enjoy your stay in paradise. Doesn't really explain.
It's ominous, but it might be fun. I don't know.
You're not sure. You have arrived on the island. You don't remember much. You've had a shot.
You've had a shot. Like in movies, when that happens, it never ends well. When
it's not gonna.
You show up with a strange shot mark on your arm, and you don't know who you are, and you're on vacation. It's usually fun for like half the movie until like some horror, comes some horror twist in the plot.
It's funny though. This one I did it. Why must I feel so blue? She is blue. I like drawing blue people. She's feeling sad. We feel sad. Why does she feel blue? She's in paradise. Why has she got a sticker on her arm? She's had a shot. She's like, she's somehow tied to. She's somehow in pain. She's somehow tied to the rest of humanity.
She's got those eyes with no pupils in them.
She's got no pupils.
Like her memory has been like zapped. Like she can't remember anything.
Yeah.
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 Unless those are her eyelids. I don't think they are.
Yeah. I mean, it's the sort of thing that I'm like, okay, it's a doodle. Well, I'm going to develop it and push it forward and just see where it goes. And, pleasing results as far as I'm concerned. And, the printing, you can really see, it really gets the watercolors very well. So you can really see the washes and the lines. So I'm very pleased.
Yeah, actually, through her hair, there's quite a bit of detail. It's kind of compressed, but I can see that the version, that's not streaming over the interwebs. It's quite nice.
Yeah.
Well, it's hard because the I know it's compression because it looks like compression, but you can tell that the original is pretty nice.
The books, the printing quality is really good. So, yeah, here we go. Smoking Devil Dino Girl. She's got a song in the book. She was an early one that I did. I really liked her. I didn't really know exactly what she was about. She wasn't quite a cartoon on her own, but now she's got a little song and a story in the book. So
that's the image I used for when I posted the video to YouTube.
Yeah,
this is the thumbnail image I used. I looked through all of the video and pulled this out.
Well, it was tough to know which one. I was sort of debating a bit on all of them, really, which ones to use. But yeah,
she's kind of like hot, like a devil trailer park lizard girl might be.
But she also looks a bit like my friend's sister. Well, my girlfriend's sister, my ex-girlfriend.
Your ex-girlfriend's sister. Is she in San Francisco?
No.
Yeah. All right, never mind then.
But all right, yeah, Natalie. I think that's Natalie. But Natalie doesn't. It's not really. I mean, she doesn't dress like that, and the poem's not about her. So yeah. Don't get carried away, folks. All right.
I was for a second there. I say maybe you should invite her out sometime.
No, she's just she's emblematic of some different people. But yeah, and anyway, hi, I'm God. Hi, I'm God. He sort of speaks like Mickey Mouse.
Or Mr. Hanky.
Mr. Hanky.
Mr. Hanky. The Christmas.
He's not very friendly, sort of friendly. But he likes to play tricks on you. Just when you think everything's going your way, he likes to kick you in the balls. That's because I'm God. When it's all over, you'll see why.
You're gonna definitely do the voice in the movie that we're pitching for God.
Well, something I'm realizing what I need to do is I need to make a puppet of this face for this show. There's some puppets and things I need to.
Like a puppet where you can put your hand in it, or a puppet?
No, like a puppet where its mouth's gonna move, like when I talk. I go, "Hi, I'm God. I'm here to talk to you on this show. I'm gonna have my own show. I can do whatever I want because I'm God.
I'm making all your video freeze for an hour.
Yeah, I'll make your video freeze. You think I'm talking like Mr. Hanky? Well, you can't hear talking like me because I'm God."
Mr. Hanky. Mr. Hanky the Christmas poo.
Yeah, but I'm God. He's my son.
Yeah, are you watching BoJack Horseman at all?
I keep forgetting to. I should be. It's the sort of thing I should be.
Did you ever get to the part where there's a
I got
called,
I got halfway through second season. I'm somewhere.
Then you've probably seen Mr. It's like Mr. Poopy Pants. You know that character?
Mr. Poopy Pants. Okay.
Yeah, it's like Mr. He goes. He's got this. He's got this catchphrase that he says about a whole bunch that I can't remember right now. So I'm not going to continue.
I was asked to draw Where's the Pope. You know, I did some search and finds, and they were fine. I had a good time doing them, and I was quite pleased with the results, and I might do some more. But I was asked to draw Where's the Poop. And I drew the line at Where's the Poop. I said, I'm not going to do Where's the Poop. Of course.
Oh, Where's the Poop?
Where's the Poop? Well, it was like Where's the Poop emoji or something, but it was Where's the Poop. And then there was like then they did Where's the Unicorn Poop. But it was a big hit. I mean, but I knew it would be. I sort of knew I was going to be successful. But I'm not going to be the Where's the Poop guy.
So
I don't want that on my resume. I don't want them saying like he did Where's the Poop. They'll probably still say it anyway. I'll probably be famous. I'll probably end up being famous for doing Where's the Poop, even though I didn't do it. But
even though you didn't do it.
I didn't do it.
Well, I mean, if you enjoyed doing it, I'd say do it. But if you wouldn't enjoy doing it, I'd say don't. I mean, you know.
I just didn't want to be. I would probably enjoy it, but I didn't want to be the Where's the Poop guy.
No, I get it. You want to be taken like you want to be known for your more serious.
I want to be the Midnight Cinderella and Cowgirl.
Yeah,
it's just they're the characters that everybody wants.
Compared to like Where's the Poop, these are much more dignified.
Compared to the Poop, these guys are pretty sophisticated.
Yeah,
she's got her electric cattle prod. Isn't that exciting?
It is. I guess that's how you get milked.
Yeah, that's how you.
So they just zap the milk out of you.
Have that milk right out.
I think you should do, after this Kickstarter, you should do another book that just has the poop of all these characters, and you have to find it. Nope. Okay. Well, that's my pitch. I can't do any better than that. So.
Well, look. Okay, you're right. If I was wanting to make money.
No.
Tina likes the Lady Investigators of the Imperium. Now, to me, I was like, the Lady Investigators of the Imperium, I really was being super lazy. I'd like to do a sort of more elaborate version of Lady Investigators, but I do also like this very simple version of Lady Investigators of the Imperium. And
what's
Tina
the Imperium? Is that like the royal family? What is the Imperium?
Yeah. They're like, you know, in the Urfspace Imperium.
Mm-hmm. What is that? Is that the ruling class or the?
Yeah, that's the ruling empire
palace
of
people.
Of space. Yes,
like Imperium.
Yeah, and there's like sort of future London and stuff. Wait, I might have to read. I have to read it out of the book again. I
heard that these lady, what of the Imperiums are they?
Investigators. So they solve murders and things.
I hear that they can't be corrupted, that they're untouchable, that no one can get to them, no one can bribe them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're uncorrupt. Yes. No, they're very. No, they're absolutely. You know, they wouldn't take a bribe. Wait, they're in here somewhere. Or are they in Heroes? Maybe they're in Heroes. I thought they were in this one. They may be in Heroes. Here we go. So I don't even know what books I'm in. Oh yeah, I was looking for Patty Pruitt earlier. Wait. Where are the Lady Investigators? There they are. All right. Maori Majumdar and Clarissa Budge. Lady Investigators of the Imperium. They travel throughout the intergalactic empire as duty calls, finding stuff out and setting things straight. Their many accomplishments include millinery, dressmaking, and Martian Aikido. We're not slumming it with the plebs. They live in style at the Pagoda Palace in downtown New London.
See, that's how they're gonna get to them. That stylish lifestyle they have when they're not investigating stuff.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the end of them for sure.
Yeah, they're a little
Gonna get too
overly
comfortable.
posh. They say things like, we don't slum it with the plebs. God forbid we should slum it with the plebs.
I'm already suspicious of them since they don't slum it with the plebs.
Yeah, they're sort of enforcing some sort of strange military elite that, you know.
I think they're CIA.
Oh, Goddess Athena. I probably got the art for her around somewhere too. She's good. Yeah, people like that. She's popular. I live in a mansion and my husband is an oligarch. Would you like to go shopping?
I think I can only do the male version of that voice, the blue, what I call the blue blood voice.
I live in a mansion, and my husband is an oligarch.
But I can't do the female version of it.
Well, she's supposed to talk a bit like Melania. She's one of Melania's new friends, I think. Going shopping with a Russian oligarch's wife is an extravagant experience filled with designer labels and luxury goods. Expect to be chauffeured around in a sleek limousine accompanied by bodyguards. You will try on beautiful tailor-made outfits and accessories, with the possibility of being gifted an item or two. However, it's important to remember that it's not just about buying things, but also about being seen in the right places and keeping up appearances.
Be bestest.
I'm sorry, it all makes me laugh. I don't know if it makes other people laugh. I think it's funny. Officer Gunsy. This is somewhat based on my friend Janae. I love Janae. She's backing the Kickstarter.
Oh yeah, she's totally Officer Gunsy.
Yeah, she's Officer Gunsy. She's also a bit Dexter's sister. Officer Gunsy is a highly respected member of the police force. She's been in law enforcement for over 15 years and has an excellent record. Gunsy is known for her quick thinking and strategic planning, making her an asset to her team. She has a calm and collected demeanour which helps her to diffuse tense situations. Gunsy is dedicated to her job and is always willing to go above and beyond to serve and protect her community. An inspiration to her colleagues and admired by all. Right, that one's pretty straightforward.
I saw her like a year or two ago. Did she tell me she was leaving the city?
Oh, well, she's back. She's going to be staying with us for, personal business.
Never mind. We don't have to talk. We don't have to talk about it here. Yeah,
but yeah, no, she was on a little sort of extended hiatus or sabbatical, and but I think they're calling the workforce back in, so I think she's returning.
Oh,
she's been living it up, but yes. Basingstoke 2096. Well, okay, let's.
By the way, yeah. If you're just tuning in, we are running a Kickstarter Kickstarter-a-thon right here. We are trying to raise money for Chuck's Kickstarter, which is scrolling on by. You can find it at. It says a QR code above, so I guess use your phone and go there. Is that right, Chuck?
Yes, go there now. We need everybody to back at whatever level they can, even if it's only like $1 or something. But, the more the merrier. Thank you.
There's some very cool stuff. It's Chuck's 2 new books, which are, let's see, I'll see how much of this I get wrong. It's kind of your visual universe that you've created, Urfspace. So it's 2 books. And there's, it depends on your pledge level.
Yes, it depends on the pledge level. There's basically, there's the book Urfspace Beyond, and there's a CD, which is The Future Sounds of Urfspace. And then there is a second book, which is Urfspace Heroes, which you can get as an add-on item.
And if you get the hardcover books, Chuck will sign them for you. Is that correct?
Yes, I will sign and draw in a little piece of art in each one. Wait, I had a little... I'll draw you. I'll draw you a cute little kitty. I'll do you a little drawing now, sort of example of the sort of thing that I might draw. In your book.
Chuck will draw you as a slug and sign the book. He will draw a very, very flattering slug. It's not going to bleed through, is it?
Well,
bleed through on a book, is it?
Well, if you've got a particular favorite character or something, but yeah, I'll probably just do like a.
So I'm getting the 2 hardcover books, so I would get something like this, although Chuck probably won't draw me as a sexy lady, or maybe he will. It's up to Chuck.
Well, I mean, I might not necessarily draw you. I'll probably draw you like an Astro Kitty or something. This is
all right. That's cool. Or a hot dog or something.
Yeah, or a hot dog. It depends who it is and what I'm doing.
Wait, is this Astro Kitty?
Yeah. Well, it's a
Astro Kitty.
kitty.
It's a kitty.
I'm not very.
I like the extended ears on this kitty. It's got the longer
Yeah.
coyote ears.
Yeah, she's a little longer eared. I don't know what else is going on here. You know, if it's Astro Kitty, she kind of actually, I just kind of do her usually like this.
Oh, Astro Kitty's got the kiss makeup on.
Well, yeah, she's got like a spot. She's got,
Okay.
she's got some spots. You know, she has some spots on her shoulder, like leopard spots.
Yeah, she's more punk this way. I like it.
Yeah. And she'll have a tail that comes up like that. Probably some sort of clothing.
Yeah, not naked.
Well, you know, I'll do anybody whatever they like.
I'd like some tasteful side boob. Oh, you put a little tasteful front boob in there. It's got to be fun having someone do the play-by-play while you're actually drawing.
All right. Well, you know, when I do them, I'll be a little warmed up. I'll do some more now, actually, so I can get a little warmed up. But yeah, all right.
Yeah, so if you get the hardcover books, you will get something like this. Probably something like "Thank you, such and such person, for your pledge."
You know, I'll write you thank you, and you know, I won't do it on a weird slope with a slippery.
And
back.
then in 10 years, when Chuck blows up, you know, and his stuff is collectible, you'll have the super early, super desirable, only came out in, I don't know how many of these would actually be in this run of printing. Not a lot, right?
Yeah, no, in this early run, no. I mean, that's, you know, if this Kickstarter funds, I'm going to, you know, probably print up like 100 of each book, and there's 300 of the CDs, I think, is what I'm doing, because that's probably like sort of.
And you'll also be invited to, all pledgers are invited to the launch party, which would be fun. It's in the Mission District in San Francisco, and it's this really nice art gallery where I think all your stuff's going to be on display, and probably a lot of the people that did the music for the compilation album will be there. I'll be there.
Yes, yes. It'll be a great event. I'm hoping it will be a musical event. You know, with the musicians, several have expressed an interest in performing. So yes,
I think there's probably a pretty good possibility some of the musicians are going to perform there, and it's a nice space, and it's in a nice neighborhood too. So like you could like have a what time does it start?
It will be 5 p.m. till 9 p.m. on Saturday, September 9th.
So you could get an early dinner, come for a few hours, or get a late dinner on the other side of that. It's in the Mission. There's a lot of good restaurants there. So you could make kind of a night of it.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It's a great little area. It's a great little gallery, Michelle Thomas. It's right near where, you know, Good Freaking Chicken. There was a fire there. I don't know if that's why I got like a good rate on. Not in the building, but the building where the gallery is very new. There's like a pot shop across the street there. It's very near Cafe 78. I did a book launch there for my Where's the Mermaid book a few years ago. It's just a couple of blocks up there, a couple of doors up from there. 29th Street, near the Front Porch restaurant across the street from there.
Emmy's Spaghetti Shack, the Front Porch, Blue Plate. There's a bunch of good places to eat, and some places for drinks as well, and live music. So you could make a whole, you know, thing of it. Night of it.
Yes, so it will be a night of music and art and Urfspace books, and you can get one of these pieces of art, or one of my books, or both, and the music CD, and everything.
It's like a multimedia extravaganza. It's like got the visual, like you can get dinner, then come to the gallery, check out the original artwork, check out the books.
Yes,
CD.
Until recently you could have gone to a magic show as well, but I think that's finished now, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, I saw that around the corner when I was on my way out.
That was very good.
Yeah.
Right, well, we've been on for a while because we started at 6. It's been 8, and I've been.
I can't believe I didn't like get more sleepy because we normally do this in the AM, and I have a cup of coffee like right before, a super strong cup of coffee.
Yes, likewise. And this has been great. But I don't know. We've had some viewers clocked there, so I don't know. You've been quiet, but hi viewers, thank you for listening in. Thanks for tuning in. Please, I'm hoping you're already back to Kickstarters, but hopefully a few more backers. We need a few more. We're halfway through.
Yeah, so
I think we can do it.
Yeah, so if you can back Chuck, that again, that QR code is up there in the upper corner of the screen, and
yes, basically Urfspace.
Take a picture of it, and you can get back to it later. I guess is that how it works? You can scan it in direct, but
I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, it's Urfspace.com. Just search for Urfspace, URF, Utah Romeo Foxtrot space, Urfspace.
Yeah. Can I do my Ed McMahon?
Yeah. All right. Okay. Okay. So with that said, I'm going to play the main Kickstarter theme again. And we'll be back next week in the morning with a special guest.
Who do we know the special guest? Can we say that or no?
Amber booked them. They're a really good guest.
Okay.
They're a really good guest. I can't see it right now. I've been so focused on this, but yeah, that'll be.
Yeah. Chuck's been doing a lot of work.
Yeah, I mean this is hard work. I mean I'm working very hard all this month to try and do this. I'm going to do a post in the next few days to really sort of I sort of wrote it today, but I need to go over it just. About what the heart of this project is. I talked a bit about it tonight.
Yeah, I wanted to get back to that. You brought that up earlier, and we got derailed and never came back to it. But you were trying to describe like what the heart of the project is.
Well, I've done it a little bit in that it was this sort of breaking down of what I was doing. With my style, I'd sort of done these very complicated search and find books and all these things, and my Pupil comic that I did, and I was really trying to sort of connect. Like I mentioned, this artist Vaughn Baudet, if you know him, he was sort of a San Francisco underground cartoonist who did a lot of sci-fi. He's sort of very famous for like graffiti artists and rips him off a lot, or used his lot. And his son Mark Baudet sort of continues it on, and it's really great. And it's not really copying that, but there's a sort of feel about that, and just the sort of simplicity of it, and that. And I've really been trying to get to like the root of what my own feeling was, what the joy is of it, what the expression is of doing it. This is the sort of interaction with the music. I listen to music a lot when I'm drawing, or different things, at different times. But, the music part of it, and I've been going out and listening to more music and realizing that all my friends have all these bands and stuff, and listening to that more. And it's all sort of tied together because it's just trying to get to like this sort of feeling that I have about the world and about the future, and some ideas and thoughts I have. I think Urfspace, my original Urfspace book is more, kids can read and enjoy that. I wouldn't say it's for kids, and I wouldn't say this one's for kids, but kids like it and get it. It's a funny, different take on the world and a way of looking at the world, and it's a different way of drawing in a way for me, and it's something that I'm building on and growing towards, and it's been I've had a lot of freedom to experiment and to do that, and outside of commission work that I'm doing, that is great work, like the stuff I'm doing for Goodman Games. I love it. But this is more about really just sort of getting to the core of what it's about, and what it is sort of being alive, what creativity is, what the sort of feeling that I get from the actual process of doing the performative aspect of it, with the ink and the watercolors and filming that, and just sort of honing my message, and sort of like but with cartooning it's all about simplicity and lines, and that, and the sort of feeling you get from the lines and the colors.
When you say the performance of it, that makes me feel like you just kind of sit down and you kind of just let your subconscious come through, as opposed to like pre-planning a lot and saying like, this is exactly what I'm going to draw.
Yes, these are very much about like subconscious first. So not even knowing, like I'm sort of putting pen to paper. Now, like the finished ones, I have evolved them a little bit, but the first drawing, I mean, often I'm doing them first of all in pen, and I'll have a sort of rougher version. I'm sort of going right in. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm sort of making it up as I go, and just seeing where it's going to sort of end up without really any planning or reference. You know, sometimes some of the more elaborate ones I have sort of started sort of using reference, and you know, I think my next book will probably be a bit more of a sort of mashup between these and the Instagirls. But but you know, there's something, you know, I feel like it's very pure. I've sort of captured something. To me, this is like my Star Wars. I don't know. I've got it all in there. You know, I'm very happy with what I've done. If I don't do anything else, I'll be very pleased I got it all in this. But I feel like it's just like, it's the first book of Urfspace was like, you know, that was like the sort of little crudités, and then this is like more like the appetizers in a way to the sort of bigger meal that's probably going to be coming along. And you know, I know a lot of people can't see it yet. You know, I can see it. You know, some people are like, well, what's he doing there? It's hard to sort of, you know, I haven't got the sales pitch. It's not a corporate thing. I haven't done it from a sort of a merchandise or corporate thing. It's just trying to do it from my way, which is why I need backers on Kickstarters. You know, I could have tried sort of sending it around publishers, but it's not even really there yet. You know, I need the backers on this Kickstarter to make this happen. You know, so that, you know, it's just to sort of drive it forward, and it can sort of move forward to the next stage and grow, and all my other works will sort of grow off the back of this. And you know, it's a big goal because of the music, and you know, I believe in that music. And you know, 2,500, I could have said 2,500, and you know, I could get that. I'd be feeling fairly confident at this point. But because I'm asking for that big goal, I'm hoping that the music. I mean, but then I'm sort of realizing, like, oh, people care just. I thought people cared about comics less than they care about music, but now I'm realizing they're just as bad. You know, it's difficult. You know, some people care about it.
Yeah, it's difficult,
and it's hard to get the message out. And the Kickstarter and that, and Facebook and all that don't really. They don't do a great job of pushing it out unless I pay them to, and I'm sort of refusing to, because I want you guys to do it. I want you guys to prove me right. I want you to prove me that this can happen. And it's going to happen. It's good. We're going to have a good time with it. And otherwise, I'll be with you here in 2 weeks. You know, one way or the other, facing Dan Napoleon. I'm looking forward to that new Napoleon movie. I got to say, I saw a preview, Ridley Scott with Joaquin Phoenix playing Napoleon. I'm like, oh, well, in my opinion, lately, I think I've told you this. I think Napoleon is a complete psychopath. But I saw in the preview that they had Wellington squares. You know, they showed like the squares of Waterloo. So I think they're doing the whole thing. And, you know, I think they're going to do like a pretty epic Battle of Waterloo, which might be like really great, like Napoleon throwing himself against Wellington squares. So
I didn't even know that. I mean, like, oh God, where do you see previews for movies anymore? I didn't even.
Well,
know
I
that
saw it on
movie
my
was
trolley
being
on
made.
Facebook. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Facebook. Well, God, that's the other place.
Yes.
Yeah,
but well, it looked good, or one of those anyway. Yeah, so I don't know Napoleon. I don't know that story. He's not as well known. Like, you know, people still think, you know, and I was a bit ambiguous about Napoleon. You know, is he a good guy or a bad guy? But some people are like, oh no, he's definitely a bad guy. And actually,
I mean, it's hard to tell because
about him, the more he's
you know,
a
it's
bad guy.
it's like whose version of history is this? Like, you know, I mean, who wrote that history, right? Like the win, like they always say, like, you know, the winners always write the history, and they always make themselves look really good. So
yeah,
it's,
well,
like,
there's a
hard
lot
to
of
tell.
debate, even though, like, yes, the Waterloo is one of the most well documented battles ever, but there's still like debate about some of the things that actually happened. And Napoleon, though, like, he did not care for his men. You know, they all loved him, and you know, he made them think he cared for them, but he threw them mercilessly to the slaughter again and again. He didn't care for them, and you know, marched, you know, fired cannon onto people point blank and all this sort of stuff. He was pretty brutal. I'll be interested to see how the movie takes him. From what little I've been reading about him lately, I put him firmly in the category of psychopath. So I'll be interested to see where the movie takes it. And I do love Joaquin Phoenix. I think he's pretty awesome, and it looked like the Wellington squares looked like they were being pretty excitingly depicted there.
Yeah, I like Joaquin Phoenix did this kind of mockumentary or something like that, where he was pretending he was really trying to be a rock star. And I remember he had it was like Puff Daddy or Kanye was trying to produce him.
Oh, okay.
And he plays the tracks for, I think it was Puff Daddy or P Diddy, whatever they call him now. And he's just brutal. Like, you know, Joaquin's like, yeah, what do you think? This one's pretty cool. And whoever is trying to produce him's like, nah, what else you got? And they're like, yeah, it's a brutal scene. And at this point, like, I didn't really know what to make of this. Do you remember when he was trying to do the like I'm a rock star thing? But
I mean, it's probably some
wasn't-
project. I mean, I don't know, like, what he's done as a rock star, but I mean, I think he's pretty accomplished as an actor.
Oh, he is, for
I mean,
sure.
I've seen some things of his that I really enjoy, and there's quite a lot I haven't seen as well, actually, though. So yeah.
Yeah, there's that movie where that L. Ron Hubbard-ish movie.
I really have to see that. Actually, I've never seen it.
the,
Actually, my sister's in it. My sister's in it as a
Oh,
tiny
really?
cameo. She's got a tiny cameo. Like she's like,
Oh, shit.
She
I
plays
wish
like a receptionist or something. I've never seen it.
I wish I had known
I think
that.
she has a word. She's like they're ready to see you now or something.
Yeah, like what is it called? It's called like The Expert or the
Master.
The Master, yeah. And
it's sort of L. Ron Hubbard-y, and I've really wanted to see it, and I don't know why I've never quite gotten to it. I think Tina's like a little bit like, it looks very heavy. Can we watch?
It's pretty good. He was good in that Johnny Cash movie too, I thought.
Yes, he was good in the Johnny Cash. He was very good in the one about the cartoonist in Portland, whose name I always forget.
He won't get far on foot.
He won't get far on foot. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that, but I saw it so long ago I can't remember any.
Yeah, I definitely recommend that to any cartoon fans.
So, is the plan to? Did you say we're going to close this out on a video? Is that what?
Yeah. I was going to put on the Isaac video, I guess, again the main video, or I could put on Raw Dog again. Should I put on Raw Dog again?
Yeah, you better put that song on again because I've got no bias about the song or anything, but I'm just feeling it.
I think people might want to see that one again because it's pretty hot stuff. And sorry if it's too hot. If you're one of Tina's friends, you might have been thinking of backing my Kickstarter. But
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do a disclaimer for it right now. Caution: sensitive viewers should remove themselves from the viewership of this stream if you have sensitivity to the word dick. And
hot dogs generally. Like, hot dogs are not really like a good food. I shouldn't even be promoting. Yeah. I think it's really it was really the way I've used the hot dogs has really pushed this over the edge in offensiveness maybe. And maybe in the next iteration I will tone down the hot dogs. I don't know.
The only thing about the hot dogs is like I didn't like how it covered up the artwork because I was more interested in like the artwork.
Well, I want people to buy the book. Yeah.
You almost did the yeah. And I get what you were doing. You're trying to use the hot dogs as like a transitional device, I think.
And it was sort of going with the music. She's going, hot dog, warm bun, mustard, ketchup, relish, lay it on me, fellas. And then it sort of comes off. And then she does it again. So I was like, okay, that was the sort of device that I worked out when I was putting the video together. And, I'm putting these two things together in a day. They're just the prototypes, folks.
I know. They're good. They're nice prototypes, though. I like them.
All right,
okay. Tina's in here. Tina.
Hi, Tina. She said she was going to tune in when she got back from yoga.
I told sensitive viewers they should remove themselves from the viewership, but Tina, I think you're going to see it. I hope you're not triggered. The hot dogs covered up the artwork. Yeah, that's what I said, Tina. Yeah.
Well, maybe I'll rethink it. But all right, we're gonna. Thanks for tuning in at the end there, Tina. I think we're gonna tune out now. So I'm gonna close with this, and all right, I'll say goodbye to Chris in a minute. But all right, Raw Dog.
Something. Hey.
They call me little, I got my head in the clouds. I like them knee-high sports socks and paint in the town. I don't give no fucks what people think about me. I like that raw dog style, I'll be digging the deep. I like that raw dog style, I like that raw dog. I like that raw dog style, I like that deep. I like that raw dog style, I like that raw dog. I like that raw dog. I'll be digging the deep. Hot dog, warm bun, mustard, ketchup, relish. Put it on me, fellas. Hot dog, warm bun, mustard, ketchup, relish. Put it on me, fellas.
Take a pee, walk a dog, ride a donkey. Eat a prune, throw a poo like a monkey. I can see me and you doing wrong things, fun things, some things, everything, one thing. I can't deny. You come out and you make me smile. Go all night with a D that's reckless. Keep it up, it'll make you breakfast.
Get wet like a bath with a beaver. Busting up Peter Pan, have a seizure. Pitch a pub tent when I'm near her. Listen to the dog in my pants, can you hear?
I like that raw dog style. I like that raw dog. I like that raw dog style. I like that D. I like that raw dog style. I like that raw dog. I like that raw dog. I'll be digging the deep. By D, I mean dick, just in case you didn't know what the D standing for. It stood, standing is standing for dick.
They call me Mean Chris, I'm not big, I'm not little, just a trailblazing G, I got a lock on the middle. I don't give no fucks, I give a few, not too many. All my parts are consistent, for most girls that's plenty. And by consistent, I mean medium. It's not a passport into the porn industry, but it is also not something that you want to giggle at. Girls, you get what you get, and you don't get upset. I mean Chris!